at times. So how timely is that now that he is in one of those stretches?
Well, it's big boy time now. That you see around the league, Forsberg for them, and Thomas in St. Louis, and Celebrini, and it's big boy time now. And when you get down to the stretch like this, you need your best guys to be your best. And you see that all throughout the league. And when your best players are your best, you got a chance. And right now, he's playing as good as anybody.
You give it a checklist to limit outnumbered attacks and priority.
Well, last game we only gave up 3 odd man rushes, so and I don't think any of them were 2-on-1s. You'll live with the odd 3-on-2, and you expect to break it up. You can't give up 2-on-1s in this league. If you do, you get scored on. Against Nashville, we give up 10 odd man rushes. Right. So that just wasn't the game plan whatsoever. But I think, we opened it up to try and score, and it actually worked in our favor. Rarely does that happen. But that is not at all the plan here tonight. We're gonna look to give them no odd man rushes, and I mean they got active D. You get Josie and these guys jumping up in the rush. They can create it quickly. So the longer we can have it in the O-zone, the less chance of their guys being able to jump and make plays.
That was the interim head coach of the LA Kings, DJ Smith, earlier today. Obviously, he wants his team to stick to the game plan a little bit more tonight. But the Kings, as he mentioned, they got it to overtime. They were right there with the Predators. A long shootout a couple days ago against Nashville. Couldn't get one on the board past the goaltender, UC Saros. The Kings are going to see that same goaltender tonight. It'll be UC Saros going up against Anton Forsberg. We got the full lineups from what we saw in warmups coming at you in just a minute after this break, and then we'll get you set. Kings and Predators coming your way at 7:30 tonight. Huge game in the Western Conference Wild Card standings. Going to get started in just a little bit. We got your lineups next.
Hey, it's Travis, and at Normand Legal, Joseph S. Normand and his team play defense like your favorite hockey team. Tough, smart, and always protecting their own. Joe and his team are ready to tear off the gloves, fight for you, and score the winning goal, getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call 213-747-1234. That's 213-747-1234, or visit normandlegal.com. When life checks you hard, Normand Legal is your MVP for recovery.
Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Cream soda is delicious.
Every day.
You know what's especially good as cream soda?
You can't give me a cream soda. I say, give me some Shanka. Cream soda or Shanka every night here at the home.
Cream soda is delicious. By the way, it's in the freestyle machine at AMC.
What does the freestyle machine mean?
Okay, but so is caffeine-free, like root beer. Okay. And so is Diet Coke caffeine-free.
It's contemporary.
I don't think
cream soda is contemporary.
I don't think that's a contemporary drink.
And old people drink Mace. It's okay, though.
It's delicious.
You know what goes good with the cream soda is cream of wheat.
Yeah, exactly.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey, it's Sam Batesh. We do it after every game. Kings Talk coming up right here. I'll be taking your calls and your reaction on social media. It's what we do after every game. The post-game show and Kings Talk. I can't wait to talk Kings hockey with you on ESPN LA. Kings Talk with me, Sam Batesh, after each game and coming right after today's game, right here on your home of LA Kings hockey, ESPN LA.
The playoff push is on for your LA Kings. Don't miss can't-miss matchups and fan-favorite theme nights at Crypto.com Arena. Grab your seats now at lakings.com/tickets. Go Kings, go.
We return to LA Kings Game Night. A pregame look at the LA Kings matchup.
LA Kings hockey is on ESPN LA.
On the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Tonight's lineups are presented by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. The Kings and the Nashville Predators coming your way just a few minutes. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Oil changes, tire rotations, transmission care, and more. Just pull up, drive in and out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Well, for the Nashville Predators, going to see a lot of the similarities to what we saw a couple days ago in their shootout win over LA. Steven Stamkos up top with Ryan O'Reilly, and the youngster who's still getting another opportunity on that top line, Zach LaRue, former first-round pick in 2021. He's up there with the big boys, Stamkos and O'Reilly. Second line is Philip Forsberg on the left wing. At the center, Matthew Wood. And on the right side, Jonathan Marchessault. Third line, Tyson Jost is on the left wing. Eric Howla at the center. And then Luke Evangelista on the right side. And the fourth line consists of not Joshua, but Reed Schaefer, who will be the left wing on the fourth line for Nashville. Fedor Svechkov and the right wing on the fourth line, Joachim Kemmel for Nashville. Brady Shea on the back end of things alongside Roman Josi, who they're telling us he's going to be rotating and shifting around with a lot of the partners. Josi going to play a lot of minutes here tonight in the absence of one of their dependable defensemen who is out of the lineup, Nick Hague, who went down with an injury a couple nights ago for Nashville. Adam Wilsby is going to be paired up with Nick Perbix, and then we will see Ryan Ufko with Justin Barron on the back end for Nashville. Jussi Saros gets the start in between the pipes. Justus Ananen will be the backup for the Predators. For the Kings, no changes up front. Anze Kopitar in between Artemi Panarin and Adrian Kempe. Quentin Byfield will play with Trevor Moore and Alex Laferriere. Scott Lawton with Joel Armia and Jared Wright. And on the fourth line, it's the Dogs, Samuel Hellenius, Jeff Malott, and Taylor Ward. Samuel Hellenius with a big goal last time out for the Kings. They're looking to keep their offense going. Mikey Anderson alongside Drew Doughty on the defensive side of things. Joel Edmondson with Brant Clark, and Brian Dumoulin is paired up with Cody Ceci in front of Anton Forsberg, who will make his 32nd appearance of the season for the LA Kings, and interim head coach DJ Smith. Those are your lineups for tonight. The Kings and Predators drop the puck in just a few minutes. When we come back, we'll get you set for the matchup with Daryl Evans, who will join me. Puck drop next. Kings and Predators here on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
You've been listening to Kings Game Night with a look at the Kings' upcoming game. Be sure to join us immediately after the game for Kings Talk. Call in again with your questions and comments at 888-961-ESPN.
And here is Moore in front of give and go, and a score! How many times have we seen that play down low this season?
Stay tuned for Kings Hockey right here on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Is your vehicle due for service? Head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you. No dragging the kids to a dirty waiting room. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is in its best. Oil changes, tire rotations, transmission care, and more. Pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
Freaking suck, man. Fire everybody. They suck.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
George, have you ever watched a full football game sitting side by side with Christopher Arthur Morales?
In the past, I'm sure we have, yeah.
Because it's not like where he's trying to tell you, like, hey, you know what? Wow, on third and short, maybe they should do this because look at this situation or look at that. It's always like, they suck. This is a disaster. I'm like, bro, it's the first quarter. It's a long game.
No, he overreacts to everything. Like, that's just who he is. I mean, you're surprised by this?
Because Bergie's thinking like an analyst, you know what I mean?
We were having conversation.
Right. And Chris is just in, they freaking suck, man. Fire everybody. They suck.
Hang with Sedano and Cap every weekday morning starting at 7 a.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey, it's Travis, and at Normand Legal, Joseph S. Normand and his team play defense like your favorite hockey team. Tough, smart, and always protecting their own. Joe and his team are ready to tear off the gloves, fight for you, and score the winning goal, getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call 213-747-1234. That's 213-747-1234, or visit normandlegal.com. When life checks you hard, Normand Legal is your MVP for recovery.
Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA sports talk.
Little known fact, Bryce Young, who went to Mater Dei, then he went to Alabama and won the Heisman Trophy, grew up listening to Mason and Ireland. I'm at a Laker game one day, and I see Bryce Young. He goes, John Ireland. I go, Bryce Young? I go, I'm surprised you know who I am. He goes, I grew up in Southern California, man. I've been listening to you for years.
Makes you feel good.
I'm a huge Laker fan. Could not have been nicer.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN.
This is the ESPN LA Kings radio network.
ESPN LA and the Los Angeles Kings are proud to present the ESPN LA Kings radio network.
Centering pass by Fiala. Block. Fiala gets it back to the net. Can he shoot? Yes! Score! What an effort!
Every game heard this season with just one tap on the all-new ESPN LA app. Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play. Download, tap, bam!
You've got LA Kings hockey.
And now it's time for another exciting game of LA Kings hockey.
LA Kings hockey is on ESPN LA.
The LA Kings are brought to you by Toyota. We make it easy. And Vivid Seats. Level up your LA experience with Elite Seats from Vivid Seats, the official partner of the LA Kings. We now go ringside for LA Kings hockey.
Tonight in downtown Los Angeles, the LA Kings take on the Nashville Predators at Crypto.com Arena. Here on ESPN LA, Jared Shafran joined by Daryl Evans. Daryl, I know we're not at the end of the regular season, but this could be one of the biggest games of the regular season. They all count the same. You can win 2 points in each and every game, but it's not often you get to face the team you're tied with for the final playoff spot this late in the season, especially when the Kings have just seen Nashville a couple days ago. They know their opponent, but they really have to pull out a win from this one.
Yeah, they definitely have to, and you want to be in a position where you control your own destiny, and the Kings are in that position tonight against Nashville. They lost the game the other day. They played a lot of close games, these two teams, 2 games this year that have gone to shootouts, and the Kings have ended up on the short end both games. They've got to find a way to get off to a better start. That's been the Achilles heel for the Kings the last couple of weeks, especially here at home ice. When DJ Smith took over the team, they were really good coming out of the gate. They got off to the first 5-6 minutes in the game. They set the tone. Not necessarily they won the game or scored the first goal, but the opposition knew they were in the building. The last handful of games, that has not been the case in this building. They put themselves on their heels, and then they have to play out of their character to battle back from their 2-goal or a 3-goal deficit. That's not the LA Kings hockey. Expect them tonight. Puck drop, get it in, forecheck. I expect to be a lot of battles after the whistles. This is going to be a highly contested game. There's a lot at stake.
When the Kings have scored first this season, they're 24-6-7. A lot of wins, 7 over. In almost every statistic, there's a lot of overtime losses. But Daryl, I don't know how fair it is to talk about the whole season when, like you said, there's been a coaching change, there's been players in and out of the lineup, but it does seem like those starts have been the problem, especially during this homestand. It's great to see the fight back, but they have to come out ready to go from puck drop, and a lot of that has been the goaltender. It's going to be Anton Forsberg here today, and he needs to set the tone along with the rest of the team.
Yeah, and from a player standpoint, regardless of who's in net, you want your goaltender to be able to field the first couple of shots from the perimeter without any traffic in front. Let them get a feel for the puck. The last thing that you want is your goaltender to come in there. He's got to make a grade A save right off the bat because somebody made a mistake or mishandled the puck. You got to give some credit to the opposition. They're trying to do the same thing that you're out there. But the Kings have to be prepared, not only to go on the attack, but to defend as well. They've got to do both in 5-man units. Nashville's going to come out. They play really hard. They're an aggressive team. December the 8th, they were 32nd in the NHL. Since then, they've been the 5th best team in the West. So the Kings have got their hands full with them. Nashville, though, in the first period, they've been outscored by 14 goals this year. That's what the Kings have to take advantage of them. Put the foot on the gas, go right after him, put Sorrells on his heels.
Well, speaking of putting the foot on the gas, Adrian Kempe is playing about as good as we've seen in a while. He is one of the hottest Kings coming into this one. 9 points in his last 4 games. Daryl, what have you seen from him as of late? Because he was banged up a few weeks ago, was in and out of the lineup a little bit, but he seems like he's doing better and he's producing.
Yeah, throughout his career, Jared, he's been a streaky type of player. That's not to say that when he's not scoring, he's not contributing. But when he's on a run offensively, good things happen. He's got a 5-game point streak coming in, a 4-goal game streak coming in as well. 10 points over that period. Get him the puck, especially on the power play. You want to feed that guy. He's hot. Go with the hot hand.
Your Kings starting 6 presented by Vivid Seats, the official partner of the LA Kings. Up front, it'll be Quentin Byfield at the center, Alex Laferriere on the right wing, and Trevor Moore on the left side. Defensively, Mikey Anderson gets the start on the back end. The Roseville, Minnesota native playing in his 75th game of the year. He'll be with Drew Doughty, number 8 from Toronto, Ontario, on his right. Anton Forsberg in between the pipes wearing number 31. The Kings and the Predators drop the puck next here on ESPN LA, Kings Radio Network.
Crypto.com is the official crypto platform partner of the LA Kings. But did you know that Crypto.com is also the world's fastest growing crypto app with over 150 million users worldwide? With the Crypto.com app, you can easily buy and sell more than 400 cryptocurrencies at true cost. Only with the Crypto.com app. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
In the heart of Los Angeles, a legacy of greatness takes the ice. And in the courtrooms, where passion meets precision and every moment counts, Kings fans deserve a winning team on and off the ice. CD Law fights for justice, like the Kings fight for victory. CD Law is the official law firm of the Los Angeles Kings. Winning, it's what we do. Visit cd-lawyers.com for a free consultation. That's cd-lawyers.com.
The best all-around fit for us was the Tundra. It feels phenomenal. I feel safe, drives great, has plenty of power, and is very smooth on the road. The towing capacity is around 12,000 pounds. Anywhere we've towed it, it feels like the boat's not even behind you. Whether we're on the mountain or exploring the desert, we can get through any trail and terrain. I'm Hayden Leslie, and I drive a Toyota Tundra.
In hockey, seeing the puck before anyone else gives you the advantage. At RadNet, we give your mammogram the same edge with EBCD, Enhanced Breast Cancer Detection. Using AI technology, we can spot things in your mammogram that the human eye might miss, giving patients an early detection edge. It's like having the best goalie and the best offense on your health team. So, if you're due for your annual screening, visit radnet.com/goal to learn more about EBCD and all your other radiological needs. Early detection wins games and saves lives.
710 ESPN.
Kings and Predators tonight about to drop the puck. Kings with a special welcome back for Dustin Brown here tonight. Way to get the crowd fired up before we drop the puck here at Crypto.com Arena. Him and his family up, beating the drum, getting the crowd going. Kings will go from right to left in the first period. The Nashville Predators will be going from left to right. Our referees tonight, Tom Chmielewski and Jordan Samuels-Thomas, who's back once again here at Crypto.com Arena.
Home rink for him.
Yeah, he's been here a bunch. He does live locally. Good to see him back. Lines people tonight, Joe Mahone and Tyson Baker, and we are underway as the Predators win the opening draw. Kings take it away and get it dumped into the Predators' end of things. Trevor Moore on the forecheck takes a man down. Nothing called on the play, and the Kings get in deep and get after the puck. Byfield moved it up the near wall, but LaRue took it away, couldn't get it out. Moore fired it back near the net. Laferriere with a shot off the side of the net. Now Laferriere on the backhand swings it in front. Stop made by Saros. A rebound chance for Byfield went wide, and then Moore swung one back in front. Doughty kept it in on the right point. Now back down to Byfield on the half wall. He's looking to try to get away from O'Reilly. Does find a shot through a lane that's deflected wide by Laferriere, who was in front of the net. And boy, what a start here for the LA Kings. The Predators do get a clear out to center. 45 seconds in. Daryl, this is what we wanted to see.
Yeah, they didn't win the draw, but they got the puck in the offensive zone. Then they filtered everything towards the net. Officially, they haven't been credited with a shot on goal, but there's a lot of chaos around the blue paint.
Kopitar had it back for the Kings in the offensive zone, had a pass deflected away. Panarin was in on the forecheck trying to get it back, but the Preds sent it out to center. It's blocked by Joel Edmondson. Got a touch on it to move it into the offensive zone. Kempe on the backhand, floated it through the middle, got over to Brant Clark. His shot is knocked away in front. The rebound on the near side for Edmondson on the left point. Sent it back to Clark on the right, but it was out of the zone. Clark just chipped it back in deep. Kings going off on a change, and now the Predators have an opportunity moving back up the ice. It's dumped in by Matthew Wood, sent around the net, and played on the far corner. Evangelista had a touch on it. Cody Ceci there defensively for the Kings. Minute 40 seconds gone by in the first period. Scoreless game, and Brian Dumoulin out to center for the Kings. We have a whistle and a stoppage for an offside on the Kings with 18:15 to go in the first. Just underway at Crypto.com Arena, but a lot of energy from the Kings here in the early going.
Exactly what you want to see. A little bit of a misread there, or miscommunication between Dumoulin and Armia. Armia was anticipating a dump in, maybe chase the puck down coming off the end boards. Dumoulin thought that he could gain entry and then maybe involve Armia in the rush. That wasn't the case. Offside, face-off just outside the Predator blue line.
Kings in the black uniforms once again tonight here at home. Black helmets, black pants, white letters and numbers on the back for the Kings with the Chevy logo on the front, the new and improved Chevy logo. Predators end up with control, and a shot towards Forsberg is knocked down in front. Picked back up by Josie. And now behind the net, it's moved by Evangelista. Takes a hit from Dumoulin on the backboard. It's picked back up by Jared Wright. Centering pass to Scott Lawton. Lawton from behind the red line, dumped it deep. Saros came out to kind of take a look, and I think that's why they waved off the ice, and Kings pick it back up. A chance for Taylor Ward that was blocked as Ward got good wood on the attempt toward goal. Sent back into the Kings, and Forsberg eager to play it, bangs it off the near glass. Out to center, Taylor Ward had it, but turned it over to Svechkov, who got his stick in the way of the pass. Nashville ends up dumping it in, and a chance at the side of the net broken up by the Kings defensively. Doughty sent it up the far wall, but kept in. A shot was blocked in front of Forsberg. There's a little traffic in front of the Kings netminder, who had the glove outstretched trying to make the catch. Kings get it back. Mikey Anderson with a pass to Jeff Malott, who fielded it nicely, threw a shot on goal, stopped by Saros, came from the left half wall, then back to Taylor Ward. He banked it out to Clark on the right point. Now Edmondson on the left side, a shot through traffic is blocked as well. And the Preds this time cleared up the wall, but not out, kept in by Edmondson. He did a good job staying in front of it, staying in the zone. Now Kings could have got called for a hand pass. They do whistle it. 16:37 to go in the first. Looked like the LaFerriere had it go off his glove, and Byfield touched it up.
Yeah, it came off just a little harder than I think LaFerriere would have liked. He tried to keep it in and knock it down in front of him, and then maybe try to isolate one of the Predators' defenders and go in 2-on-1, but it ends up going right towards where Byfield was, and Byfield played it, so a face-off will come just outside the line. Right now, shots are one shot apiece for the teams. Jeff Malott should get credit with a shot. I think that last one made its way through to the net. So 2-1 for the Kings. They have had a couple of pucks around that net. Brant Clark has one of the shots from back in the blue line. That'll be a key for the Kings defense, is to get up on the play as much as they can to create numbers in the offensive zone.
Kings win the face-off. Brant Clark shoots it around the boards behind Saros. Into the corner on the far side. Kopitar picked up, pushed it behind the net. It was turned over, but then kept in by Clark on the right point. Off the right skate of Edmondson. Angled it down low for Kopitar. Now centered out for Kempe. To the right point again for Clark, who got it with his glove to keep it alive on his stick. And then played it near the goal line, but stopped by the Predators and Brady Shea before it could get to Kopitar. Preds dump it in, and Kings get it right back. Go ahead, Darryl.
Yeah, Brant Clark just a little hesitant on both plays there. The pass he made to Edmondson was inescaped. He's got to get that puck over crisp. Edmondson had a lane to the net, and then on the other side on his shot, little hesitation again. That was read by the Predators. They end up stepping in and intercepted that shot towards the net.
Preds come back into the Kings end in a low shot that is stopped by Anton Forsberg. He holds on to that for a whistle with 15:43 to go in the first. I think, Darryl, those are the types of shots you were talking about pregame. Anton Forsberg saw it all the way, no traffic in front.
Yeah, no traffic in front. You get a chance to field the puck. Nashville's going to throw pucks like that at the net, especially after the way they scored the first couple of goals last game against the Kings. It was just dumping pucks to that area. When you throw the puck to the net from those angles, Goaltenders are going to make the save more times than not, but maybe the rebound might come off their body. They're trying to create rebounds, second chances back into the slot, so they can expect a lot of that whenever Nashville's deep in either corner.
Scoreless game, 15:42 left. First period here in Los Angeles. Kings and Predators in an important game for the playoff positioning as a shot by Zach LaRue is gloved and held on to by Anton Forsberg. We mentioned the Predators going from left to right in the first. They are in their white uniforms, white helmets, blue letters and numbers on the back with the yellow trim. Blue pants for the Preds and white socks tonight.
That last shot by LaRue, he actually probably could have walked in a little bit. Yossi got him the puck. He's open up there for the one-timer, and he let it go without any traffic. Forsberg, easy save. That's exactly the kind of shots you want your goaltender to face early on.
Predators win the faceoff back to Yossi. He sent it deep, but then Byfield was able to chop it back out to center. Kings get control of it. Nice job by Trevor Moore from neutral ice. Brings it into the offensive zone. He gets down low, centering pass, but couldn't connect with a teammate. It's turned over to Ryan O'Reilly, and he hustles out through neutral ice. Gets to the Stamkos on the far side. He took a hit from LaFerriere after he dumped it in. And now Stamkos off to the bench for a change as Drew Doughty starts it forward for the Kings. LaFerriere across ice, but it was read well and taken away from Quinton Byfield, brought in by Perbix for Nashville. Predators starting to cycle in the Kings' end. Doughty in deep trying to take it away. But Predators keep it alive. Doughty gets it back on the near wall. Little spin move. Nice job getting past Tyson Jost. And here comes Byfield into the zone. Long-range shot missed the net wide right. The rebound comes right back out to center. Nice poke check by Armia, who just came on for the Kings. Armia down to the bottom of the right circle, then behind the net, swung it in front. Loose puck, Armia scores! Joel Armia swung it back behind UC Saros. And the Kings get the early start they wanted tonight. It's 1-0 LA with 14:24 left in the first.
Well, a great example right there. It wasn't a pretty play. Armia had possession of the puck, goes behind the net. He tries to get it out front. Wright was at the top of the blue paint. It goes off a skate, and Saros, the goalie, pushes it out of harm's way, but he pushes it right to Armia, who just circled the net. He puts it in short side upstairs. Kings strike first. They lead it 1-0.
I mean, how often have we seen Joel Armia, right place, right time? He's just that type of player.
Yep, he's such an intelligent player. Always makes high percentage plays. Puck protection. Instead of just throwing the puck out, into an empty area, Wright was right there. And because of that, that's why Saros had to move the puck out of that area so Wright couldn't get a stick on it.
12th of the season for Armia, and he's got the Kings looking for more as he set up Scott Lawton in deep near the goal line. His shot on net is stopped by the goaltender Saros. The rebound out of play, and we get a whistle with 14:11 to go in the first period. An unassisted goal is what they say for Armia. Darryl, it looked like Jared Wright was in the area, but he didn't get his stick on it. He just kind of had a stick there, didn't touch the puck, but it ended up making it right to Armia.
Yeah, what happened was it went off of his skate, but it was the goaltender Saros who pushed it to Armia, so that's what negated it being an assist on the goal, which would have been assisted 3 straight for Jared Wright. He's got a 2-game assist and point streak entering action here tonight.
Well, he's another guy who seems to be in the right areas, and he's learning
in his first professional season out of the University of Denver. Rain, doing a good job with the Ontario Reign to get the call up for Wright. Kings win the face-off in the offensive zone. Again, go to work. It's Artemi Panarin who's shot it wide of the net. This little seeing eye wrister from the left point. Came out of the zone. Brant Clark got it in neutral ice, brought it right back into Kopitar. Left side in front, save made by Saros. Then another opportunity to jam at it for Panarin, but Saros stayed in front of it, and the Kings will hold on to that 1-0 lead. A whistle with 13:48 to go in the first, and we'll step out for a break. Joel Armia has the Kings in front early. More coming here in the first period from Crypto.com Arena on the LA Kings Radio Network.
Crypto.com is the official crypto platform partner of the LA Kings. But did you know that Crypto.com is also the world's fastest growing crypto app with over 150 million users worldwide? With the Crypto.com app, you can easily buy and sell more than 400 cryptocurrencies at true cost. Only with the Crypto.com app. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
I'm not someone that sits in an office. I want to be out doing stuff. I wanted a reliable truck that I could take out to the desert. It gives me that possibility to get out there and go places that other people aren't able to go. I took it all the way up to Utah for an archery competition. It's fun. It's a fun drive. My name is Jessica Cashew, and I drive a Toyota Tacoma TRD off-road.
Championship teams don't wait until the third period to make a move, and neither should you when it comes to your health. RadNet's enhanced prostate screening uses advanced MRI technology to give you the clearest picture possible, finding issues earlier and with more accuracy, all in a non-invasive and pain-free procedure. No more waiting on the sidelines. Take control. Get in the game. Go to radnet.com/gold to learn more about EPS and all your other radiological needs. Because when it's your health, you play to win. Go to radnet.com/gold.
710 ESPN.
LA Kings ahead of the Nashville Predators 1-0 on a goal by Joel Armia at 5:36 of the first period. Jared Chaffrin, Daryl Evans with you tonight alongside Jake Warner here in the booth, our on-site producer, and of course our network producer, Jeff Cabot. And by the way, congrats to Jake Warner beginning year 27 in radio today. Love having him right here with us in the booth. Kings with an early lead. Jake's happy. We'll see if they can go to work and get a couple more here for him. We got a face-off to the left of Saros to restart play, and the Preds win it, move it forward. Phil Forsberg shoots into the offensive zone. He's starting to heat up for the Preds. Had a couple goals in their win in San Jose a couple nights ago. Dumped right back in deep into the Kings' end as Edmondson, first man on the puck. Turned it over on the near side of Marchessault. The Kings able to steer it back to the right point. Forsberg was there with it. Shot that missed the net. The rebound thrown back out in front. Brent Clark broke it up. And now Anze Kopitar will settle it back to Panarin, and the Kings out to center. Panarin with a little shuffle at center. Moves into the offensive zone. Stays with it. Flips it back to Mikey Anderson, left point. Now to the right, to the left circle for Laferriere. His shot was blocked. Rebound to Panarin. Panarin to the right side. Held on by Laferriere with a shot that's deflected out of play. 12:58 left in the first. Kings lead at 1-0. Darryl, another instance of Artemi Panarin. Him holding onto that puck creates a chance that a lot of other players, they would have never been able to draw.
Yeah, a lot of guys would have looked to just chip the puck in and chase. But with Panarin, he's a puck possession guy. Guys that are on the ice with him, they have to get open. That's your responsibility. And not only get open, be prepared to shoot the puck, because more times than not, he's giving it to you when you only got a split second to get it away. So that'll come over time. A lot of his players or teammates are doing a great job at adjusting off him. He's played 20 games with the Kings. He's got 8 goals and 23 points.
Kings win the draw. A shot was stopped by Saros. Came off the stick of Drew Doughty on the right point. Kings able to keep it alive in deep. Saros moved it to the near side. Sent back to the far side by Ryan Ufko. And now back to center. Doughty lost it to O'Reilly. Opportunity for Nashville. LaRue over to O'Reilly. Trying to get it to Ufko on the right side, sneaking in deep. Couldn't connect. Predators keep it alive. LaRue was therefore took a weird bounce off the stanchion right to Drew Doughty. He clears, and now Trevor Moore was trying to rush after it. Knocked away from him. Here come the Predators right back with Stamkos. He lost an edge and went into the near boards, where Quentin Byfield picks up. Byfield just shuffled it back into the Preds' end. Stamkos kind of looking at his edge as he skates off a bit gingerly into the Predators' bench.
You got to be aware of who you're on the ice with. Ryan O'Reilly did a great job at picking Drew Doughty's pocket from the backside.
Now a chance for Wood in front, and a save made by Forsberg on an opportunity from right in front of the net by Evangelista. Kings coming the other way. It's Jeff Malott with a backhand dump in. Samuel Helenius sent it behind the boards off to the near side. Picked back up there by Matthew Wood. The rookie gets it ahead for Nashville. Broken up by Malott, and Helenius is offside with 11:40 left in the first. Shots on goal here unofficially. Kings 5, Nashville Predators 3.
You go back to this fourth line that is on the ice. When they're at their best, they're getting the puck in on the forecheck. Helenius gets a great goal the other day on the forecheck with the Kings in possession of the puck. No hesitation. They have the ability to get pucks and retrieve them. They don't have to just cycle it. They can take the puck to the net. They're all big enough to have a good enough hockey mindset to be able to take advantage of chances that are there. But they've got to feed off of each other. They've got to stay connected. When they get separated, then they're not nearly as effective.
Preds win the face-off. And sent back into the Kings' end and hopped off the boards, up in the air, stayed in play. Edmondson had it, but turned it over, and a chance in front is taken away by Taylor Ward. Ward made sure to get it to neutral ice, didn't have the ability to keep it any longer. It's brought right back in by Kamel, and he shoots it, blocked by Brant Clark. Rebound behind the Kings' net. Picked back up by Schaefer. Out to the point. Brady Shea missed the net with a drive from the left point. It's banked out once again by Taylor Ward. And now it's back to Brady Shea, and the Preds reset. Marchessault was ahead of the play on the left wing side. Kings get it back under control behind the net. Cody Ceci will get the legs moving. Out to center. Ceci on the backhand. Got near the blue line. Couldn't get it into the Predator zone. Now Philip Forsberg back the other way. A one-timer that missed the net. Goodwood on the chance for Marchessault. And he missed the net just barely as Forsberg was moving to his right. There was definitely net to shoot at. Forsberg gets it back. He's knocked over. Jared Wright had it knocked off of his stick. Lawton couldn't get it out. Preds keep it in. A chance for Forsberg. Wrist shot was blocked. Ceci keeps it out of trouble. Gets it to Armia, who loops it up high in the air on the backhand. Predators grab it inside their own blue line. And then LaRue got dumped at center. Armia off the skate of Artemi Panarin, back in deep into the Nashville end. Panarin sticking with it, moved it to the far wall, but Kempe was trying to pick it up, couldn't do it. Preds cleared it to center, a backhand pass by Clark, right back into the zone for Panarin. Now Kempe had it hop off his stick at the top of the right circle, taken the other way by the Preds. They turn it over at center to Brant Clark. He's retreating and leaves it off for Edmondson, then gets it back as we've reached the halfway mark of the first period. Kings lead it 1-0 on a goal by Joel Armia, his 12th of the season. Kings setting up the forecheck, can't get control of the puck. Stamkos out to center. Now LaRue battled by Mikey Anderson. Nice job defensively by Anderson to hold him in neutral ice. Kopitar scooped it up and dropped it back on goal, where Forsberg settled it down for Drew Doughty.
Kings need to have a little bit of a pushback shift. Nashville's come hard the last three sequences up the ice. They're picking up pucks in the neutral zone. Kings have to get the puck in deep and make it a 200-foot game.
Kings do a good job on the forecheck there. LaFerriere forced the Preds to get rid of it. Then it's sent all the way down into the Nashville crease, and Saros was forced to play the puck. It's banked off the near boards, kept alive by Trevor Moore. Moore cycles it back into the corner, but it didn't reach LaFerriere, and Nashville comes ahead. Wood was there, but it's poked away off of his stick by Doughty, and now right back in comes LaFerriere. It was knocked away from him. Nashville right back on it. Matthew Wood into the zone. Drops it off for Evangelista. He curled away, and it's taken away by Byfield. Kings are doing a good job defending on the chances for Nashville. And they start to make a change as Jeff Malott sent it back to Drew Doughty with 8:35 left in the first.
Puck management imperative for the Kings outside the offensive blue line. You got to get the puck in deep.
Taylor Ward angled one on goal as he entered the offensive zone. A right pad stop by Saros in the Nashville end. Kept alive by Malott in the near corner. Had a couple men on him. He stays with it. Malott on the forehand. A shot through traffic with no way that Saros could have seen that in front, but it was stopped, and the rebound is still in play now behind the Nashville cage with 8:05 left to go in the first. Kings do get that one. Another chance for Malott is stopped by Saros. The rebound loose on the far side. Cody Ceci in deep. It's Malott again on the goal line. Malott behind the net, looking at options. Malott tries to find an angle, puts another shot, and a second shot that Saros stops and holds on to. Jeff Malott with about 4 shots on goal on that shift, but could not solve the Predators' goaltender. 7:50 to go in the first. Kings holding a 1-0 lead here on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
You're listening to LA Kings hockey on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Your mornings just got a whole lot louder.
2 massive LA radio superstars.
Sedano and Cap have taken over Morning Drive on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
I'm a great tipper. Cappy's the one that never tips. He's the one that's always complaining, why is everything got to be a tip? I tip all those mother bleepers.
Don't just listen. Watch, stream, and connect across every platform.
Not a radio station, but a multi-platform operation. Okay?
Yeah,
get him, George.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
And 9 to 10 a.m. for the YouTube-only hour.
the freaking curtains open, we bust out through them, and we hit the airwaves.
Because weekday mornings in L.A. belong to Sedano and Cap.
Hey, it's Sam Batesh. We do it after every game. Kings Talk coming up right here. I'll be taking your calls and your reaction on social media. It's what we do after every game. The post-game show and Kings Talk. I can't wait to talk Kings hockey with you on ESPN LA. Kings Talk with me, Sam Batesh, after each game and coming right after today's game, right here on your home of LA Kings hockey, ESPN LA.
ESPN.
The games are always better live at Crypto.com Arena. Secure your 2026-27 season ticket package today and take advantage of exclusive perks like member events, meeting the players, ticket flexibility, and more. For more info, visit lakings.com/memberships. Kings lead at 1-0, 7:50 to go in the first period. They've now put up a couple more shots on the board for the Kings, 9-3 after that little barrage from the dog line. Jeff Malott right in the center of it.
Yeah, that one was a real interesting one. He brought it out around the top of the circles. There was a lot of traffic in the net. He put it through a couple of layers. Whether or not it got through to Saros or not, he didn't see it, but he just happened to be in the right position. Then he pursued the puck and took the puck right back to the net.
Preds win the face-off, and O'Reilly gains the red line from his own zone, shoots into the Kings end. Mikey Anderson in good positioning against LaRue, but Predators win control of it, threw it out to the point for Brady Shea. He couldn't handle it. Artemi Panarin and Adrian Kempe putting some pressure on the Preds blue liners. Ends up back on the stick of Drew Doughty for the Kings, and he moves it off to the left for Mikey Anderson. Kings break it out. Kempe through center into the offensive zone. Trying to play it to Kopitar on the left wing. Sent behind the net. Brady Shea got in the way of it. Kicked in deep by Doughty and sent up to the point and now out to center. O'Reilly will bank it off the near wall. Anze Kopitar, first man on the puck for the Kings as we come up to 7 minutes remaining in the first period. Kings lead it 1-0. Doughty for Kopitar. They try to move it up ahead. Once again, now it's Mikey Anderson, the center. Dumped in by Armia. Kings off to chase the loose puck in the Predator zone. Preds get it around the near side for Marchessault. And now through center, Justin Barron got a deflection in deep, and Edmondson will get there first for the Kings. Brant Clark up the far side. Jared Wright stolen away by Marchessault. Wright stays with it. Was knocked over by Forsberg, kind of on top of the puck. Little help from Brant Clark. And Scott Lawton. Lawton will backhand it all the way down the ice, and this one just about made it for icing with 6:20 to go in the first. Kings on top 1-0. They'll be back in their own zone for a faceoff.
And even though that goes down the ice for an icing call, that was the right play because the Kings were under a little bit of pressure. Nashville was overloading on that far side boards, and with his back to the play, Lawton just wanted to make sure he didn't give up a scoring chance. He'll take his chance in the faceoff circle. He's been great for the Kings on taking a draw.
He takes it to the right of Anton Forsberg. Loose puck off the walls, kept in on the point by Nashville. Banks off the near corner, back to Marchessault. And it's swung out of play off a deflection to our right. And so the Kings will have an opportunity to make a change with 6:11 left in the first period, still on top of Nashville by a 1-0 score.
Yeah, they tried to sweep the puck right back down to the net after taking it off the faceoff. Brant Clark did a good job at coming up, closing on Marchessault, not allowing him to be able to push that puck down towards the Kings' crease.
Mentioned some important out-of-town scores that we are watching tonight. The Winnipeg Jets have defeated the Seattle Kraken 6-2. 2 more points in the column for the Jets. So they're up to 80 points on the year. And the Chicago Blackhawks have a 1-0 lead over the San Jose Sharks after 20 minutes in San Jose at the SAP Center. Sharks still trying to hang in the race as well. They are at 79 points. Face off to the left of Forsberg. Mikey Anderson able to get to the puck and send it back in deep for Doughty. Worked ahead by LaFerriere. Off of Yossi in the Nashville end. It bounced over to Quinton Byfield. Sent back around to LaFerriere. A chance. Deflected wide of the goal. Rebound on the near side for Trevor Moore. Moore in the corner. Back to the right-hand side for Doughty. Up top for Byfield. Tried a shot that's blocked out of the zone. All the way back to the Kings' end with 5:40 left in the first.
Those are dangerous plays right there by Byfield. He hasn't got anybody back. The defenders are spread out. That's a puck. Instead of trying to put it to the net, get it down below the hash marks. Let your forwards go back to work.
In deep in the Nashville end now, it's Trevor Moore. Trying to work it back out to the point. It was initially blocked, but Moore got it back. Now LaFerriere tried to turn and fire quickly, and it's deflected into the netting behind the Predators' goal with 5:20 to go in the first period. One more break here in the action. In the first, Kings lead it 1-0 on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Attention Kings fans, Tom's Watch Bar is where the kingdom rules. With wall-to-wall screens, booming surround sound, and every moment in sight. As the official partner and official pre- and post-bar of the LA Kings, Tom's Watch Bar has it all. They've got elevated food and beverage, giveaways, live DJs, and even appearances from Bailey. This is the place to be. Rally before puck drop and celebrate after the final horn. Don't just watch the game, live it at Tom's Watch Bar.
It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rogers for your afternoon drive.
Really? No, I can't say that. Are you serious?
You didn't know
that's his name?
It is.
Thomas Crapper invented the portable toilet.
He sure did.
I thought it was just...
Everything comes from somewhere, right? Thomas Crapper
came
from his name.
He invented the portable toilet.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN, the ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube.
Hey, it's Travis, and at Normand Legal, Joseph S. Normand and his team play defense like your favorite hockey team. Tough, smart, and always protecting their own. Joe and his team are ready to tear off the gloves, fight for you, and score the winning goal, getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call 213-747-1234. That's 213-747-1234, or visit normandlegal.com. When life checks you hard, Normand Legal is your MVP for recovery.
710 ESPN.
LA Kings holding a 1-0 lead over the Nashville Predators with 5:20 to go in the first period. Reminder, Kings fans, head to FanFest presented by American Express right outside the Crypto.com arena at Saturday's game, April 11th, before fan and season ticket member appreciation night. The Kings battle the Edmonton Oilers in the season finale here at Crypto.com Arena. Enjoy the games, live music, and more. We'll see you there. Face off to the left of the Nashville net to restart play. Kings up 1-0. They win this draw. Brant Clark was able to control it on the point. Now Edmondson back to Clark. Artemi Panarin with a one-timer that is stopped by Saros. The rebound played by Nashville. Now Kopitar gets it right back from neutral ice, left it to Kempe, top of the right circle. Kempe looking at options, drifted toward the middle, and Edmondson was there looking for it, but couldn't connect. Brought the other way by the Preds. They stay onside, play off the near corner to Yossi, who was in deep. And it's knocked away from him by Kopitar, and then thrown out in front, kept away from the net by Brant Clark. Was able to keep it away from Svechkov, who was in a dangerous spot for Nashville, and the Kings get it to center. Artemi Panarin will shoot it off the post. I think Saros was trying to grab it with his glove and went wide of that and then rang off the right post.
Yeah, that was amazing. Just good things happen when you put pucks in the direction of that. You never know. And Saros right there is thanking his lucky stars that that one didn't end up in the back of the cage.
Kings get it out of their own zone and right back to the Nashville side of things. As they put on the forecheck, Hellenius with a big hit on Brady Shea, who's down in some pain, trying to get back up. Kings with a chance that was blocked, and then it ends up out of play. The official saying it was deflected out of play. That also could have been sent out for a delay of the game, potentially. The Preds do not like that hit by Hellenius on Brady Shea. Jeff Malott stepped in to say something as well, as Shea was talking to Hellenius. Hellenius now talking to the Preds bench. And Darryl, what did you see on that hit?
It looked like it was a good hit, shoulder to shoulder. Shea may have got his left arm trapped up a little bit. He went down. He was down for a second. And then after, when the play continued, Kings had possession. The whistle went as the puck went into the crowd. Evangelista came over and had a couple of words, as did Wood, but nothing he develops from it. Shea, he came in contact with Malott. And again, nothing real aggressive in that one as well. So it was a good hit, but we'll keep our eyes on that when those guys step back on the ice.
Have a face-off in Nashville's zone. We saw LaFerriere toss out of the draw. He's been taking a lot of the face-offs. Byfield listed as the center on the line. He comes in and is unable to win the draw, which is probably why LaFerriere's been taking a lot of them. But that Nashville ices the puck, and that allows LaFerriere to get back in the circle if the Kings want, with 3:54 left in the first.
Yeah, you'll find, Jared, that face-offs with both with LaFerriere and Byfield, they're going to come over to the other side. And with the face-off on the other side, Byfield will take the ones on the left side of the ice. LaFerriere will take the ones on the right side. That allows the guy to draw back to his backhand, his strength.
Face-off to the right of the Preds net. Byfield in the circle for the Kings this time. Darryl was just talking about. Scrum off the draws, one forward by the Preds. Justin Barron gains the red line. Drew Doughty with O'Reilly trailing him. Doughty moved it to the far wall, couldn't get it out. O'Reilly threw it in front through the crease. Barron with a shot. Forsberg came out to make the save. Another look is deflected on goal. Forsberg another save. And right back out towards the point again, left side. Nashville keeps it in deep. O'Reilly, spinning play. Byfield kicked it away from the net, but right back to O'Reilly. Preds hold in on the point. A chance wide of the net. Rebound picked right back up by O'Reilly. Threw it through the middle. And off the far boards, Trevor Moore got enough to get it to Quentin Byfield. But Byfield couldn't clear. Kicked in again by O'Reilly. He's had a good first period, and now a look in front, broken up. And another chance cleared by Byfield after Mikey Anderson may have saved the day with a blocked shot. 3 minutes left in the first. Kings still lead it 1-0.
Another little bit self-inflicted wound by the Kings. They had puck possession 10 feet inside their blue line. Those are the areas you've got to eat your lunch. Take a hit. You got to get the puck out. Can't allow the opposition to bring it right back down Broadway.
Sent out by Brant Clark. He took a hit in the corner. Now Lawton with a chance from the right side circle, and a save made by Saros. High shot by Lawton. Saros got a piece up top, kept it out. Now it's back to Brant Clark, and the Kings in control from neutral ice. Armia enters the zone, right down the middle. Save made by Saros. And he holds on to it with 2:25 to go in the first period. Couple great chances for the Kings, and Joel Armia almost got his second of the night.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little bit of contact at the blue line, maybe a little bit of a pick. And Nashville didn't like it. The defender got knocked to the ice. That allowed Armia to be able to walk in. And that pick may have come off of Lawton there as he knocked the defender down. A little bit more room, time, and space. A couple of the players for the Predators. Right now, Philip Forsberg having words with the official, as is the coach. Andrew Brunette probably looking for a little bit of a pick. Referees have not called anything yet. They're letting the guys settle things on the ice. Unofficially right now, the shots favor the Kings 12-3. They've got a 1-0 lead, although I think there are a couple of more shots for the Predators that we'll see added. In the physical department, Kings have out-hit Nashville 11-6. Nashville's been credited with 9 blocks so far, so they've been getting in the shooting lanes with the Kings throwing everything in that direction.
You saw Saros over at his team's bench for a minute with a bit of an equipment checkup. Not sure what he was looking at. Might have been the face mask of the goaltender for Nashville. He's back in the crease now. Andrei Kopitar wins the face-off to restart play for the Kings. And it's Kempe, far side. Finds a lane, deflected up high into the netting. And out of play with 2:17 left in the first. Again, 1-0. LA Kings in front, and big disparity on the shot board right now. As Darryl said, maybe a couple might be added later for Nashville, but certainly the Kings have to like their start here in the first.
Definitely, you're on the board, but you're spending a lot of time in the offensive zone. A couple of shifts they've been down at their end. Of course, you expect a pushback from the team. Set play off that last faceoff with the Kings winning the puck. Kempe took it over to the wall, and then Edmondson got himself in the slot for a high tip.
Off the draw, shot on net by Clark. Was gloved, held on to by Saros, but then right out of the glove, kept play moving before a whistle. Now Nashville ends up in the offensive zone, and a chance deflected up and out of play. And we'll have a face-off back in the Kings' end with exactly 2 minutes to go in the first, and a fan in the front row caught that puck off the net and got a standing ovation from his section. The Kings get a line change here as they get ready for this important face-off with a 1-0 lead.
Now we've seen Nashville try to filter a lot of pucks through that blue paint area. Their wingers are very committed to going to those areas and then anticipating a shot that doesn't get tipped around that net. The puck's going to come off the far wall. Their far side defenseman is going down the wall, and they're just throwing the puck right back in that direction where Nashville's already got bodies. That's what's caused the Kings a little bit of havoc in the defensive end.
Predators get the face-off win. Forsberg a shot, deflection, save, and a loose rebound in front is cleared away from Anton Forsberg off the shot by Philip Forsberg. Now Lawton will angle it off the far boards out to center. And the Predators get it right back. It's brought back in by Wood on the right side. Takes a hit from Mikey Anderson. Drew Doughty trying to chop it ahead from the far corner. Ended up moving it to LaFerriere, and a nice play to Trevor Moore. A bit of a stretch pass. Moore into the offensive zone. Finds a trailer LaFerriere. Fancy move to try to get back toward the net to get away from Forsberg. Lost the puck on it, and now the Predators come the other way. Again, Matthew Wood, this time just shooting it into the Kings' end. Forsberg out of the net to play it off the skate of Anderson. Trevor Moore avoided some pressure, got it to Scott Lawton. Just tossed the puck up in the air near the Predators' blue line, and now Nashville shoots back into the Kings' end. CC sends it to Brian Dumoulin. Dumoulin up the far side for Armia. Out to the point, turn it over. Predators keep it in. Armia cuts it off and flips it out to center. In the final minute of the first period. A lot of pressure from Jared Wright. Couldn't get the puck, but did force the Predators to move it. Dumoulin gloved it down and sent it right back in the Preds' end, and Jared Wright was ready for it. He picks up the puck on the far side. Turned and fired it wide left of the Nashville net. Now Dumoulin got to it. He tried a shot that was ricocheted wide as well. Kopitar back out to Kempe on the right point. Down the wall for Anze Kopitar. Kings all-time leading scorer. Back out to the right point, CC. Now Dumoulin, left point, toward the middle for Kempe. Gets through a little pressure for Panarin. Back to the front, Kempe couldn't get the shot off. The puck was bouncing. Nice job by CC to keep it alive. Back for Kempe, off the near boards. Panarin looking for it. 5 seconds to go in the period. CC with a shot, looking for a redirect by Kempe. It missed. One last look for Dumoulin is blocked as the horn sounds to end the first period. The Kings with a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes, allowing only 4 shots recorded at this moment near their goal, and a couple good looks for the Kings, Darryl, just before the buzzer sounded.
Yeah, good to see them keep possession of the puck in the offensive zone. Shot pass from up high. Kempe just missing the tip at the top of the blue paint. But that's the mindset that you want to have. You want to keep the opposition in their end. You filter pucks towards your net. You get them spinning around. That's how you're going to get breakdowns.
We will be joined in just a few moments by Kings alternate captain Mikey Anderson, who is just getting off the ice. And Darryl, wanted to talk a little defense because you mentioned how important the start is in front of your goaltender to let him get set. Definitely want to talk to Mikey about that in a moment. And, I felt like for the Kings dictating the pace of play, there were some good shifts for Nashville, but the Kings responded pretty well when they had to.
They did, and you're going to expect that. Every team is trying to play a complete 60-minute game, but they're going to have their moments. It's what you do with those moments. Kings weathered the storm pretty good. A couple of times I thought the Kings were a little weak, chipping pucks out the boards.
We're joined now by Kings defenseman Mikey Anderson. Mikey, first period, it seemed like, I know you guys are focused on the starts. It seemed like you guys did what you wanted to do there in the first.
Yeah, I thought we were direct. We came out hard. Forwards were moving really good, getting on the forecheck, trying to play heavy. I thought they tracked hard, made it easy for us to have a good gap and keep things on the outside.
In the defensive zone, Mikey, there were a couple of shifts, and you expect to get a pushback from the opposition that you weren't able to get pucks out. What can you do maybe a little bit better in the second, especially with a long line change?
First it's all about talk. If you get a chance to get a puck, have some poise, hold on to it. Other guys letting you know where to go. Sometimes you got to punt it out. Other times maybe you can share it a few times, maybe relieve a little bit of pressure. And, best thing, try and keep it in the ozone, change on offense, stay fresh.
Your goaltender, obviously, you're focused on making sure he sees the puck, but you also want to get in front of shots. You blocked one late there. When is the time to try to get in front of the lane there?
Yeah, it's all situational. It depends if you're boxing a guy out. Sometimes it's hard to get in the way. Maybe a guy gets beat and you got to come off your guy and try and block one. But it all kind of depends. I think last game against them, they had a few too many looks in front of our net, a couple turn into goals. So trying to be good, heavy in front of our net, make it easy for Forsey to see the puck.
Thanks a lot, Mikey. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
That's defenseman Mikey Anderson joining us after the first. Kings lead it 1-0. We'll be joined by LA Kings insider Zach Dooley for a segment of Duly Noted in just a few moments. When we come back, LA on top 1-0 on a goal by Joel Armia after 20.
Is your vehicle due for service? Head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you. No dragging the kids to a dirty waiting room. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is in its best. Oil changes, tire rotations, transmission care, and more. Pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Sports, culture, and conversations that only happen here.
The Macarena. What goes first? Something like that.
DeMarco and Travis.
Yeah, something like
The
that.
Hips is the closer?
Yes. Oh my God, in Florida, Disney World.
Paradise
Cove.
Something
All
like that.
the bars and whatnot,
Yeah.
and me and my wife at the time were just having a blast. And this song had just come out. It was
Oh,
everywhere,
God.
right? And there were people doing the dance. And I kept saying, "Hey, margarita. Hey, margarita." And the guy was getting so mad at me. It's not margarita.
It can be.
It sounded like margarita to me, and I wanted another one. That was fun.
They're
oh, my
pretty
God.
good.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. And on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey, margarita.
Hey, it's Travis, and at Normand Legal, Joseph S. Normand and his team play defense like your favorite hockey team. Tough, smart, and always protecting their own. Joe and his team are ready to tear off the gloves, fight for you, and score the winning goal, getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call 213-747-1234. That's 213-747-1234, or visit normandlegal.com. When life checks you hard, Normand Legal is your MVP for recovery.
You never know what you're going to get when you wake up with Sedano and Cap.
Jim Gray has
he's
been
been a
involved
part
in
of-
so many moments.
Yeah, he's been
so
a part
many
of a
moments.
lot of big sports moments in history. There's no doubt.
I can think of Jim when Tyson bit off Evander Holyfield's ear. You know, look at me, man. Look at me. I got one eye. Look, he got two eyes. I'm ready to fight. That was Jim Gray. You know,
There's a promo right there.
It's the morning show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Hey, it's Sam Patesh. We do it after every game. Kings Talk coming up right here. I'll be taking your calls and your reaction on social media. It's what we do after every game. The post-game show and Kings Talk. I can't wait to talk Kings hockey with you on ESPN LA. Kings Talk with me, Sam Patesh, after each game and coming right after today's game, right here on your home of LA Kings hockey, ESPN LA.
The playoff push is on for your LA Kings. Don't miss can't miss matchups and fan favorite theme nights at Crypto.com Arena. Grab your seats now at LAKings.com/tickets. Go Kings, go.
710 ESPN.
Kings on top of the Predators, 1-0 after 20 minutes. Joel Armia with the only goal of the first frame of unofficially the Kings leading in shots on goal 12-4 in that first period. And it's time for a segment we like to call Duly Noted.
Call Dooley. Dooley. Let's call Dooley. Dooley, that's a good part. Dooley in the house. Dooley's in the house. Yeah.
Duly noted.
Duly noted. Duly noted.
Joined by LA Kings insider Zach Dooley. Zach, your thoughts on the first period? It seemed like the Kings finally able to break through and start the way that they wanted to tonight.
Jared, the LA Kings started this homestand 10 days ago, which means that you and I have every single day talked about the Kings starts on this homestand for 10 days. And that was it. That is exactly, I think, what we've been looking for. Right from the first shift, the Byfield line goes out. They get the puck in deep. They forecheck aggressively and relentlessly. And that mindset was infectious throughout the lines. I thought that was the best first period by far in this homestand. I loved the way that the Kings went out and forechecked. They got the goal that they deserved off of a really nice sequence by Joel Armia. That's the way that this team has to play. And now they got to go out in there and build on that lead going forward.
Well, we talked in the room this morning. Drew Doughty said we need a forecheck. DJ Smith very definitively said we need to forecheck. So, you know what? Clearly the message was received, maybe just a simpler message.
I don't think that the message has changed, right? I think this is what they were saying before the last game, before the game before that. For the game before that, they just didn't go out there and do it in the first period. We saw those things later in games show up, the St. Louis game, the Nashville game, the Toronto game. Once the Kings got going, we started to see those things in spades, but they were never there in the first period, and that's why they've started 3 of the 4 games in this homestand with a 2-goal deficit after 20 minutes. Tonight we saw it right off the opening puck drop. I liked the approach, and I liked that, especially with the forwards, they forechecked hard, but there was coverage up high. I don't think there was a single odd man rush against in that first period, and that didn't come at the expense of forechecking. They were both there, and that's how this team needs to play. That's exactly how I think DJ Smith wants them to play.
Well, the line that scored the goal is probably the line that maybe is best at forechecking because they got Jared Wright. He is like the ultimate forecheck. I mean, we saw him, the one play where the puck was up in the air, he tracked it down. I mean, he is the fastest player on the ice, and so he can play that straight line game. Really seemed, I know he didn't get an assist officially on the Armia goal, but certainly involved in the play, and it seems like every night we're seeing a little bit more from him.
Yeah, he was in the right area, right? The centering pass by Armia was designed to go to Wright. Wright doesn't get a stick on the loose puck after Saros poke checks it, but he was in there, and that allowed Armia to do what he does. And look, take nothing away from Jared Wright, but Joel Armia just seems to step his game up against Nashville. He's got 5 points in 3 games against the Predators, multiple points in both of the first 2 games played this season, already has the goal tonight. That's a perfect example of what he can do, right? He strips the puck in the neutral zone, showing how good he is away from the puck. He waits for his 2 teammates to get on sides before he enters the zone with possession. That was huge. That's just heads-up controlled hockey. And then Jared Wright and Scott Lawton put some good work in front to free up some space from Armia behind, and then he does what he does. Good poise, good reaction time to get to that puck, and he puts the puck top shelf on the shot. So just a great shift from those 3 guys, and that's important, right? You know the top guys are going to get theirs over the course of these final few games. The Kings have to get some production, though, from their bottom 6. On Saturday, it was Hellenius who got the goal for the 4th line, and tonight it's Armia who gets the goal for the 3rd line.
Well, and Armia actually had another chance to score, probably, arguably, the next best chance for the Kings to score. So he's clearly finding it. You mentioned, obviously, on his game. Defensively, this team still couple too many turnovers for them. They probably want to clean that up in their own zone, but it did seem at least that around the net they were protecting and making it a little easier on Anton Forsberg.
I agree 100%. I thought that the net front was a real weakness against Toronto, especially on the penalty kill. The Kings seeded the slot far too easily in that game, and that was not the case today. There were some turnovers, as you mentioned, but what I liked was how when the puck was turned over, the player's partner was in terrific position in front to try to bail him out. You saw a couple there where Joel Edmondson gave it up in his own zone. Brant Clark, I thought, had an excellent period. Had, 3, 4, 5 interceptions on passes designed, to attack the other way by the Predators. He did a really nice job of cleaning up a couple of messes there. And all around, I thought the Anderson-Doughty pair had a good period in that regard as well. I thought that, you're right, I thought the Kings did a much, much better job of valuing the slot defensively, and that's why you see a 4 next to the Nashville Predators shots on goal total after 1. The Kings did a much better job of defending those dangerous areas on the ice.
He is your LA Kings insider, Zach Dooley. Zach, thanks for a few minutes, and we'll see how things go here. Kings up 1-0 after 20. Come right back for a quick recap of what we saw in the first. Get you ready for the second here on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Crypto.com is the official crypto platform partner of the LA Kings. But did you know that Crypto.com is also the world's fastest growing crypto app with over 150 million users worldwide? With the Crypto.com app, you can easily buy and sell more than 400 cryptocurrencies at true cost. Only with the Crypto.com app. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
FanDuel Sports Network is your new home for your home teams. Watch all the big hits, big shots, big goals, all in one place. For unrivaled coverage of your LA Kings, visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com today and stream live tonight.
In the heart of Los Angeles, a legacy of greatness takes the ice. And in the courtrooms, where passion meets precision and every moment counts. Kings fans deserve a winning team on and off the ice. CD Law fights for justice like the Kings fight for victory. CD Law is the official law firm of the Los Angeles Kings. Winning, it's what we do. Visit cd-lawyers.com for a free consultation. That's cd-lawyers.com.
The best all-around fit for us was the Tundra. It feels phenomenal. I feel safe, drives great, has plenty of power, and is very smooth on the road. The towing capacity is around 12,000 pounds. Anywhere we've towed it, it feels like the boat's not even behind you. Whether we're on the mountain or exploring the desert, we can get through any trail and terrain. I'm Hayden Leslie, and I drive a Toyota Tundra.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric, and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
710 ESPN.
Level up your LA Kings experience with Elite Seats from Vivid Seats, the official partner of the LA Kings. Kings up 1-0 after 20 minutes. Jared Chaffron with you here in our intermission report on the ESPN LA Kings radio network. Kings outshot the Predators 12-4 in that first period, and kind of like what Zach Dooley said, if you can repeat that for 40 more minutes, that's a good sign for the Kings, who had a good start. Just one goal in the first period. It came off the stick of Joel Armia. Here's how it sounded. Armia down to the bottom of the right circle, then behind the net, swung it in front. Loose puck, Armia scores! Joel Armia swung it back behind UC Saros, and the Kings get the early start they wanted tonight. It's 1-0 LA with 14:24 left in the first. There was a discussion, maybe there should be an assist there, but as Daryl and I kind of talked about, it was poke-checked away by the goaltender, UC Saros. Then Armia got it back, and he scored. Jared Wright in the right spot, pun intended, had the play on the puck, but did not get credit for an assist. He's been good, though, as of late right now with 3 assists in his 18-game NHL career. We'll take a break. The second period is coming your way next. Here from Crypto.com Arena, the LA Kings hold a 1-0 lead on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Cream soda is delicious.
Every day.
You know what's especially good as cream soda?
You can't get me a cream soda. I said, give me some Shanka. Cream soda or Shanka every night here at the home.
Cream soda is delicious. By the way, it's in the freestyle machine at AMC.
What does the freestyle machine mean?
Okay, but so is caffeine-free, like root beer.
Okay.
And so is Diet Coke caffeine-free.
It's contemporary.
I don't think
cream soda is contemporary.
I don't think that's a contemporary drink.
And old people drink, Mason. It's okay, though.
It's delicious.
You know what goes good with the cream soda is cream of wheat.
Yeah, exactly.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey, it's Travis, and at Normand Legal, Joseph S. Normand and his team play defense like your favorite hockey team. Tough, smart, and always protecting their own. Joe and his team are ready to tear off the gloves, fight for you, and score the winning goal, getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call 213-747-1234. That's 213-747-1234, or visit normandlegal.com. When life checks you hard, Normand Legal is your MVP for recovery.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen.
And ESPN LA is the new home of the Rich Eisen Show in the Southland.
When McCarthy threw that pick six, I just popped on, and the number of people are like, it's amazing what happens when Colin Stallion's not on the sideline. I went in people's feeds that I barely speak to.
We're like, hey, troll.
I did actually say troll to somebody. The home of USC football, and now the home of the Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, 710 ESPN, and always on the new ESPN LA app.
Attention Kings fans, Tom's Watch Bar is where the kingdom rules. With wall-to-wall screens, booming surround sound, and every moment in sight. As the official partner and official pre- and post-bar of the LA Kings, Tom's Watch Bar has it all. They've got elevated food and beverage, giveaways, live DJs, and even appearances from Bailey. This is the place to be. Rally before puck drop and celebrate after the final horn. Don't just watch the game, live it at Tom's Watch Bar.
LA DWP customers get a rebate up to $4,000 when you buy a used electric or plug-in hybrid vehicle. By the way, if you're not utilizing the electric vehicle situation, it's basically a gas station in your driveway. You got to do it. And if you're installing an EV charger at your home, guess what? You get a rebate for that also, up to $1,500. Visit ladwp.com/EV today and start saving. That's ladwp.com/EV.
The playoff push is on for your LA Kings. Don't miss can't-miss matchups and fan-favorite theme nights at Crypto.com Arena. Grab your seats now at lakings.com/tickets. Go Kings, go.
710 ESPN.
About to begin the second period here at Crypto.com Arena. The LA Kings lead the Nashville Predators by a 1-0 score. Jared Shaffron alongside Darrell Evans. Our on-site producer tonight, Jake Warner, and our network producer is Jeff Cabot. Team switch sides for the second period. Kings from left to right. For Nashville, they go from right to left. Quentin Byfield on the opening draw goes up against Steven Stamkos. Kings win it and shoot it in deep in the offensive zone. Trying to set up a forecheck, which is something they did well in the first period, but it gets through. Back to Mikey Anderson defensively. Played it ahead. Skip past Alex Laferriere, picked up by Quentin Byfield. Couldn't bring it into the Nashville zone. Now the Preds will come right back with it. LaRue with a shot, and it's gloved and held on to by Anton Forsberg. 25 seconds in to the second period. Kings lead at 1-0.
Hey, go back to that first period. Solid period of hockey by the Kings. Face-off circle, 53% of the draws were won by the Kings. Kings won 10 draws in that opening period. Andrei Kopitar won 6 of the 10. He went 6 of 7, 83% in the opening, or 86% in the opening period. Of the 10 shots the Kings had in that first period, 8 of the 10 shots came from the third and fourth line. Each line had 4 shots on goal.
Definitely interesting numbers. Good numbers for Kopitar. Good numbers to see the third and fourth lines involved. Now you need to get the top two involved.
And Malott led all shooters in the period.
Well,
he had 3 shots on goal.
And all came on one shift.
Yep.
Kings win the draw. Cody Ceci off the face-off. Now it's Armia ahead of the play. Curled it back, centered it. A chance for Lawton into the chest of Saros. He did leave a rebound, and play continues. The Predators swing it back out to center. Marchessault couldn't handle it, though. Jared Wright gets it back to Brian Dumoulin. And now Ceci picked it up on his backhand, gains the red line, flipped in wide of the net, knocked down by the goaltending stick of Saros. Jared Wright from the far corner threw it on goal. Was punched away by the blocker of Saros. Then it came out in front, but the Preds pick it back up. Marchessault on the backhand, turned it over at center as it was poked away by Dumoulin. Armia sent it back into the Preds end, but it was knocked down quickly. Kings were in the middle of a change. Philip Forsberg into the rush for the Predators. Wasn't able to get through the Kings defense. Nice play by Brant Clark to step up on him. It is kept into the zone. O'Reilly with a look from behind the net now. Marchessault for Stamkos. A one-timer was blocked, and the rebound picked up by the Kings. CC got it to Adrian Kempe, and now it's Kopitar who will swing it ahead. Kopitar sends it all the way back into the Nashville zone, and the Kings are called for icing with 18:24 left in the second period.
I'm not sure exactly what Kopitar was thinking there, putting it in the way that he did, because he didn't try to put it in off the boards where he'd create a bounce coming into the slot. Looked like just one of those little mental errors, and face-off will come back deep into the Kings zone. To the right of the goaltender Forsberg. You look at that last attempt, a shot attempt by Stamkos. He tried to back away from the check in the slot, and the Kings defense did a great job stepping right out there with him, out into the high slot to block the shot.
Another chance for Nashville off the draw. This one deflected, didn't get through. Another look in front on the weak side. Yossi got knocked over by Kempe. It's thrown in front, and then now picked up by Artemi Panarin. Kings through center. Andrei Kopitar, backhanded pass in front, save made by Saros, and he held on to the puck. It was Joel Edmondson joining the rush for the chance on goal. What a stop by the Predators goaltender to keep it 1-0 with 18:04 left in the second.
Yeah, Kopitar was actually trying to get the puck over to Panarin, who was going to the back door, and Joel Edmondson, he came up on the play, and he let the shot go. Saros, what a reaction by him as he was able to step out, get his left hand on it, make a big glove save.
I don't see Joel Edmondson that deep in the zone too much, but it was the right play for him there as he ended up being ready for the shot. And now another chance off the draw. Brant Clark, a backhander that's knocked away for the right pad by Saros. Kings had won the faceoff, and they went to work right away. Now they get a turnover, and Clark shoots it on goal. Save made by Saros. Clark looked at a couple options, then just decided, I'm going to shoot it, try to create a rebound. Preds come back the other way with a 3-on-2, and Brady Shea had it looped up in the air, eventually into the glove of Anton Forsberg. Looked like it was going to go wide anyway, not much on the shot, but we do get a whistle with 17:41 left in the second period, and the Kings will have a face-off in their own zone, leading 1-0.
An active shift by the Kings defense, the pairing of Brant Clark and Joel Edmondson, both jumping up, both getting involved from the hash marks in. They created 3 of the 4 shots on the Kings in that sequence. Shots now in favor of the Kings, 17-5. They come out with a quick start here in the second.
Scott Lawton on the draw for the Kings against Tyson Jost, who is now sent away from the dot. Coming in to take it will be Matthew Wood. Had his first career hat trick earlier this season against the Rangers, and Wood wins the face-off clean back to Wilsby. Shot missed the net. Rebound chance thrown in front wide of the cage as well. Back to the point for Justin Barron, who holds in on the blue line. Loose puck picked back up on the right circle. A shot save made by Anton Forsberg. Now Scott Lawton moves it ahead for Joel Armia, and the Kings are out to center. Some speed from Jared Wright, trying to get past Wilsby, able to forecheck and put the puck at least behind the Nashville net with some more pressure here from Armia. Joel Armia and Jared Wright, along with Scott Lawton, having an effective night so far. Now Armia will get off to the bench for a change as Barron works it forward into the offensive zone. Wilsby has a look from the right side. Save made by Forsberg. The rebound was on and off the stick of Evangelista, who didn't get a chance to try to pull the trigger. Now a penalty coming on the Kings, and we have our first minor of the night with 16:51 to go in the second period. This one is Scott Lawton, and it has Nashville to the power play.
LA 21, 2 minutes. Hook it.
That's going to be a hooking call against Lawton. As we saw Perbix come down, he came in from the blue line position. He got positioned and he got by Lawton. So Lawton reached in with his stick, tried to corkscrew his arms a little bit. He'll get called for the hook, and the Predators will get the game's first power play. And it comes 3:09 into the second period.
Yeah, it's one of those penalties, Darryl, where the positioning matters. You talked about it a little bit. DJ Smith probably not happy. He was talking about it this morning. Didn't want his team to be in the penalty box unless it was really stopping a scoring chance. And I don't know, even though the Predators were in the offensive zone, for them, I don't think that was really a scoring chance type of play.
Yeah, no, because when you look at who it is, Perbix not taking anything away from his offensive abilities, but you want to push him towards the boards. Don't push him deep into your zone. We got another penalty coming.
Right off the draw, the puck was worked in deep in the Kings zone.
High stick coming against, I think, Mikey Anderson against Marchessault.
And Mikey Anderson not happy with the call, but it comes just 3 seconds.
LA 44, 2 minutes, high stick.
Just 3 seconds after the penalty to Scott Lawton. And the Kings now down 2 men for almost 2 full minutes.
Yeah, right off the draw, Mikey Anderson. Marchessault tried to step in. Mikey Anderson pushed back, but then his stick came up right in the facial area. I mean, there's no doubt on the call. The stick was right in the face of Marchessault.
Darryl, this kind of reminds me, when you look at the replay, a little bit of kind of what we saw in the last game against Brant Clark. I don't know if that stick actually hit Marchessault. They were able to review the one against Clark because it was double minor, but I don't think they're going to be able to review this one. There really wasn't a ton of contact there.
No.
I also understand the officials try to protect these guys in the facial area. So whenever you get the stick up, you do so with risk as the Kings win the faceoff and get it clear, but it wasn't an egregious one for sure. So Nashville to the 2-man advantage for a lengthy period here with the Kings ahead 1-0. Preds set it up. They'll have every attacker on the ice with Yossi up top. Play it down in the corner for Marchessault. Back down low. O'Reilly stick handling. Back to Marchessault. Now Yossi. Top of the left circle. Back to Marchessault on the goal line. Back for a one-timer and a save made by Anton Forsberg. Wasn't really sure where the puck was, but Forsberg takes away the shot of Yossi. And Kings can breathe a sigh of relief for this moment. 1:23 left in the 2-man advantage for Nashville. 1-0 Kings.
Predators do a good job. They bring Yossi in. He got inside the top of the circle, but the traffic in front of the net kind of backed away a little bit. It was Forsberg that was there. Kings did a nice job at defending, keeping the shot from the perimeter, and allowing Forsberg to be able to react and get an eye on it off the release.
Face-off is won by the Preds. They hold on with this two-man advantage in the offensive zone and set it up same way they had it before. Marchessault in deep to O'Reilly on the goal line far side. Back up top for Stamkos. Stamkos down low, tapped it back to Yossi, right circle, walks to the center, to the right side, a shot missed the net from O'Reilly, the rebound out of the zone, and the Kings can get 2 of their players changed off.
That's a big break there for the Kings. That's one of the things about shooting from an angle where O'Reilly was right there. If you miss the net, it's going out.
Predators come right back in. Puck was free for a moment, but they held on. Now Yossi down low. O'Reilly to the middle. They score. The one-timer from Steven Stamkos gets Nashville on the board with 15:31 left in the second period, and the Predators convert on the 5-on-3 man advantage.
Now Steven Stamkos, lethal on the power play. He does a great job here. He plays on the offside. He waits patiently, and he pulls the trigger. The placement of the shot down low, just inside the pipe, as Forsberg was coming across to his right. We're tied at 1.
Stamkos' 39th goal of the season. That leads the team, and the 621st goal of his lengthy NHL career, most of which spent with Tampa Bay. Came over here to Nashville and is trying to will this team into a playoff spot here in his second season with the Predators. Kings still have 37 seconds to kill on the second penalty to Mikey Anderson. They get the puck here, and Drew Doughty makes no mistake, sends it all the way down the ice. Under 30 seconds to go on the penalty to Anderson. 1-1 the score. Nashville with possession. It's Yossi. Takes it all the way up the ice, but is stopped at the Kings blue line by Trevor Moore, and he skipped one all the way down the ice. Stopped by Saros, and worked right back ahead by O'Reilly. The right wing side, Predators are offside. Good diving attempt by O'Reilly at the line to try to stay onside, but they were off with 5 seconds left in the penalty to Mikey Anderson and 14:51 to go in the second. Darryl, Kings got to put this behind them and get back to doing what they were doing in the first here in a 1-1 game.
Yeah, you know, they'd be fortunate to walk away with this, just giving up the 1 goal on basically a 2-man advantage for the full 2 minutes, 1:57 to be exact. Stamkos again pulling the trigger on it. His team leading 13th power play goal of the season. Again, self-inflicted. Both penalties could have been avoided. The first one by Lawton as he got beat by Perpix going down the board. And then Mikey Anderson, you know, again, you still got to control your stick whether he made strong contact or not. It came up in the face of Larry Marchessault.
Kings are back at full strength after they win the face-off, but a puck hits a stanchion, turns over, and a high stick is the call. It was played with a high stick, not a penalty, but just a whistle with 14:40 to go in the second, which will bring the face-off outside of the Kings zone. Fortunate for LA, Darryl, after it looked like that could have been a weird bounce off the stanchion there. 1-1 the score, 14:40 to go in the second.
Yeah, Kings want to have now a couple of bounce-back shifts. Again, they haven't given up much. You only surrender a couple of shots on goal on the man advantage. Unfortunately, the second one comes off the stick of Stamkos and finds the back of the net.
Kings win the draw to restart. Now it's into the offensive zone with Artemi Panarin. Centering pass gets deflected wide of the net, picked up by Adrian Kempe. He's got it on the backhand, back to the top of the zone, and sends it in deep for Panarin behind the net. In front for a chance for Kopitar was broken up. On the rebound, Kings keep it alive and send it out to Clark on the right point. Faked on a shot, now tries one in front, but it was blocked. Rebound is kept alive by Kempe. With a nice strong play and gets it right back. Kempe in front. Panarin was open, but he couldn't get it to him as Evangelista broke up the play. Now Kopitar swung it back to the near side for Kempe. Brant Clark settles it in deep for Kopitar. Kopitar has it on his backhand. Nice pass back to Clark. Send it to the middle for Edmondson. Back to Clark. A shot. Save made by Saros. Now a 2-on-2 the other way. LaRue for Nashville brings it ahead for Wood. Soft shot came in and out of the glove of Forsberg. Edmondson made sure that the Kings could keep control by knocking down Evangelista. And now the Predators get it right back through center into the offensive zone. Svechkov on the right side with the puck on his backhand. Works it around the near side and sends it behind the net. Out to the far wall now for Ryan Ufko. Poked away from him. Byfield with it for the Kings. Centering pass off the near side wall. Too far ahead of Panarin. Turned over. Svechkov comes right back in. Preds have it. Schaefer with a shot. Save made by Forsberg. There was a rebound available. It's kept alive by Nashville. Another shot deflected wide of the net. And Edmondson in deep with Clark, able to free up the puck. And Brant Clark will clear it for the Kings. Period of the long change, though. Only one player able to get off. Now two with Byfield and Panarin getting off. A chance save made by Forsberg. A big rebound in front. Another stop by Forsberg. He came over to stop Svechkov and keep this a 1-1 game with 12:40 left in the second period.
Well, Kings on their heels right now. Nashville feeding off that power play goal that they got. They're throwing everything back at the net. Shots are almost even.
Preds with it in the offensive zone. It's stepped in deep by Justin Barron. And turned over to Samuel Hellenius, who gets control. Now it's Jeff Malott, who will shoot it into the offensive zone. Taylor Ward after the puck in deep in the Nashville end. Malott able to work it back out to Brian Dumoulin in left point. Try to shot, missed the net. The rebound for Malott, knocked it wide of the net. As Jeff Malott has been in on a few nice plays in the offensive zone for the Kings. Nashville turned it over back in the Kings zone as Dumoulin will leave it for CC. Has some space to skate with it. Puck deflected back in the Nashville zone. Saros moved it ahead, but it's cut off by CC. Now Lawton with a shot, blocked in front. It may have hit the face of Armia there. Armia is trying to shake it off, and he gets back towards the play. Now Marchessault the other way for Nashville. Swung it back in front. O'Reilly missed the net by just a little bit, trying to put it in for Nashville. Now Marchessault, right circle, has another look to the net. Shot it high and over the Kings' cage. Another opportunity in front, and Forsberg paddled it away to the far wall, but O'Reilly picked it right back up and got it back to Yossi on the left point. Now on the right side once again, to the middle for Stamkos. Back to Brady Shea, broken up by Armia with 11:15 left in the second. 1-1 game. Kings need to get a clear here, and they'd probably like to get a change as well with some players nearing over a minute on their shift. As they do get the battle to Cody CC, sent it out of the reach of Armia. Jared Wright trying to get there, but could not negate the icing as Yossi was able to get to the dots first for Nashville with 10:59 left in the second period. Wright gave it everything he had, but it's going to be an icing on the Kings, and they'll have a face-off back in their own zone here in a 1-1 game.
Yeah, the inability to move the puck up the ice. The Kings would have had a 3-on-1 had they connected on that pass in the neutral zone, but instead it ends up being an icing call. Kings have to stop the bleeding right now. I know the score's only 1-1, but the last 9 shots on goal belong to the Nashville Predators. Shots are almost even. 16-14 Kings right now.
Just 4 for the Kings here in the second, 10 for the Predators. And a big face-off, as Darryl mentioned, to the right of Forsberg. Byfield in the draw against Eric Howla of Nashville. Byfield wins it clean on the near corner. CC sends it around the near wall. Not out. Kept in by Nashville. And a look now for Jost. Off the near boards. Gets it back. Dumoulin stepped in the way of the puck. Worked it to Jared Wright. Flips it up and out of the zone. But the Preds have a chance to come back. They turn it over to CC. And now Cody CC. Band on the puck, trying to get it in deep into the offensive end, but stayed with it and freed it up for Trevor Moore. And now Trevor Moore back to the middle. A shot by LaFerriere deflected over to the near boards and wide of the Nashville net. Good job by the Kings to try to set something up. Now Doughty got it back to Byfield, and the Kings can reset here as Drew Doughty banks it off the near boards. Deflected in by Quentin Byfield. Saros out to play it. Left it for Ufko. And it's deflected back into the Kings' end. Evangelista first man on it with Doughty trailing him. Evangelista swings it in deep for Schaefer. Now back for Svechkov, taken away by LaFerriere. Tried to skate it through the middle, stayed with it. LaFerriere puts on the speed and backhands it deep into the Nashville zone. Panarin after it on the forecheck. Loose puck far side. Corralled by Kempe. Now Kopitar left it for Kempe on the wall. Up top, Mikey Anderson. Now to Drew Doughty, right point. Doughty towards the middle, has Panarin. Panarin back to the left for Anderson. A shot blocked in front. The loose rebound is controlled by the Predators. And it's Svechkov who holds on and slows things down with 9:24 left in the second period. 1-1 the score. Kings got one in the first, and the puck swung out of play by Reed Schaefer, which will have us taking a break with 9:19 to go in the second. Kings scored 1 in the first. Now Steven Stamkos on the power play has this game tied 1-1 on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
FanDuel Sports Network is your new home for your home teams. Watch all the big hits, big shots, big goals, all in one place. For unrivaled coverage of your LA Kings, visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com today and stream live tonight.
Starting a yard project soon? Before you dig, remember that utility lines might be just below the surface. The average shovel strike travels over 30 miles per hour with over 200 pounds of force, powerful enough to break underground utility lines, which homeowners could be responsible to pay for. Always call 811 before you dig to stay safe, avoid fines or outages. For more information, visit SoCalGas.com/811. SoCal Gas is responsible for marking natural gas pipelines up to the gas meter.
Lexani Tires, where performance meets luxury. At Lexani Tires, our mission is to deliver the perfect blend of performance, safety, and style through our exceptional range of high-quality tires. With decades of experience in the tire industry, we pride ourselves in our commitment to excellence and unparalleled customer satisfaction. When you choose Lexani Tires, you're not only investing in a high-performance product, but also joining a community of passionate individuals who value quality, performance, and style. We invite LA Kings fans to experience the difference at LexaniTires.com.
710 ESPN.
9:19 to play in the second period. The Kings and Predators are tied at 1-1 here on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network. Couple penalties from the Kings here in this second period have changed the game. They were in control of things, but back-to-back minors, just 3 seconds apart to Scott Lawton and Mikey Anderson. And now we got a whole new game.
Whole new game, and Steven Stamkos on the power play. His 13th power play goal, his 39th goal of the season. In his career, 241 power play goals. That's 7th on the all-time list. Next up on him is Phil Esposito, who's just ahead of him with 246. So he's got a shot at doing that in his career. But the all-time leader, Alexander Ovechkin, well over 330 power play goals in his career. But what a talent Steven Stamkos is. Lethal with that one-timer, as the Kings saw on that last goal.
Well, there's a reason he's a two-time Rocket Richard Trophy winner. And Darryl, you mentioned, he's still got some time. He's only on the second of a 4-year deal. So he's not done yet. He's got a couple more years at least here with Nashville.
Yeah, and he missed some time due to injury, so maybe a little less wear and tear on his body. I know the injuries have taken their toll, but sometimes, you get a little bit of break. And, with medicine the way it is today, you might be able to stretch your career out a bit.
Got an icing here on Nashville as they sent it down the ice from their own zone with 9:02 left in the second period. Kings are still stuck on that 16 shot on goal number here in a 1-1 game, but they'll have an offensive zone faceoff to try to work something as Andrei Kopitar steps into the faceoff circle with Adrian Kempe and Artemi Panarin. Draw coming to the right of Nashville goaltender Jussi Saros. Scrum off the draw is won by Nashville. And Jussi moves it ahead. Kempe got knocked over through neutral ice. It's dumped in on net, deflected by the goaltender Anton Forsberg. Moved ahead. Now Kempe sends it back behind to Clark. Edmondson trying to get it back to Kempe. It was deflected. It was a dangerous moment there for the Kings, who were trying to break out. And they do end up getting it back into the Predators zone, but Nashville in possession of the puck. Brought in by Howell on the left wing side. His shot is blocked by Brant Clark, and the rebound picked up by Andrei Kopitar. Kings captain through the legs of Kempe, and now Panarin into the offensive end. He was held up a little bit, got it out to the center for Kempe. Save made by Saros. Rebound kept in by Mikey Anderson. Now Panarin, a shot was blocked in front. And Panarin wants to get off for a change. Kopitar with a nice hit. Keeps the puck alive for Jared Wright. Mikey Anderson with a shot that is gloved. And Saros tried to play it, but the whistle was blown before he could get Nashville moving in the other direction. We'll step out with 8:05 left in the second period. Kings and Predators tied 1-1 on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Is your vehicle due for service? Head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you. No dragging the kids to a dirty waiting room. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is in its best. Oil changes, tire rotations, transmission care, and more. Pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA sports talk.
Little known fact, Bryce Young, who went to Mater Dei, then he went to Alabama and won the Heisman Trophy, grew up listening to Mason and Ireland. I'm at a Laker game one day, and I see Bryce Young. He goes, John Ireland. I go, Bryce Young? I go, I'm surprised you know who I am. He goes, I grew up in Southern California, man. I've been listening to you for years. Makes you feel good. I'm a huge Laker fan. Could not have been nicer.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Travis, and at Normand Legal, Joseph S. Normand and his team play defense like your favorite hockey team. Tough, smart, and always protecting their own. Joe and his team are ready to tear off the gloves, fight for you, and score the winning goal, getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call 213-747-1234. That's 213-747-1234, or visit normandlegal.com. When life checks you hard, Normand Legal is your MVP for recovery.
You're listening to LA Kings hockey on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Want to learn how to skate like the pros? Join the Learn to Skate program for exciting hockey and figure skating classes designed for all ages. Learn cool tricks, improve your skills, or make new friends while having a blast on the ice. Classes run year-round. Visit ToyotaSportsPerformanceCenter.com for more information today. You might even see Darrell Evans out on the ice. That wasn't part of the read, Darrell. Face-off won by Nashville. They have control of the puck here in a 1-1 game. 8 minutes to go in the second period. Trevor Moore with it now for L.A. Back into the zone. One-timer, Mikey Anderson was blocked. Anderson stayed with it. Wish he would have actually kept control of the puck. He just kind of one-handed it back into the corner, but a battle developed that was won by Trevor Moore. Moore back off to the right wing. Kept in by Mikey Anderson. Now Quentin Byfield behind the net. Byfield out to the left point for Drew Doughty. Doughty with a spin move. Moves in deep, then lost control of it and had it taken away. And LaRue with it for Nashville. Back the other way, Wilsby with an opportunity on his backhand. It was knocked away by Byfield before it could get to the Kings' goal. And it'll be Quentin Byfield who skates ahead for L.A. Taking a look at options and just throws it on goal. Goes off for a change. Saros gloves it and keeps play moving. Saros has wanted to keep the play moving as much as possible tonight. And Nashville, as a result, got it back into the Kings' end, but they couldn't possess. Brian Dumoulin started to rush forward. Taylor Ward, I believe, inadvertently knocked it into his own bench. Kings players had to look out as there's a bouncing puck through center, and we'll have a neutral zone face-off with 6:58 to go in the second period here in a 1-1 game.
Yeah, managing the puck's got to get a little bit better for the Kings. They've gotten it a little bit out of sync since Nashville came back and got the tying goal on the man advantage. That last play by Byfield, instead of dumping the puck on the net, maybe a soft dump into the corner. You're making a line change. Don't allow Nashville to be able to come out so quickly. Next thing you know, they dumped it in. 3 seconds later, and they're back in their own zone again.
I think when players and coaches talk about being detailed, little details, that's kind of exactly the type of play. It's not a huge difference maker in the game. Look, Nashville didn't score on it. It doesn't affect on the scoreboard. But that little play, if it's a little smarter, the Kings, maybe they get possession there. Maybe the other guys keep the cycle going.
Well, you get a chance to get in on the forecheck. Make them come 200 feet. Don't make it easy on them.
We're back underway as the Predators have control behind their own net. Ryan Ufko will skate it ahead. Pass off the skate of Taylor Ward. Picked up, dumped in at Perbix. Predators go to work on the forecheck. End up taking it away in deep. But nice job by Brian Dumoulin to defend and get it back to the near corner. Cody Ceci off the skate of Ward out to center. And Taylor Ward into the offensive rush. A backhander had Hellenius open. Couldn't connect, but Hellenius got to the puck and put a shot on goal that was stopped by UC Saros. Kings off for a line change. Predators pick it up with 6:15 to go in the second. 1-1 the score here, Crypto.com Arena. Kings put on the pressure here through center. Jared Wright was able to stay on side, coming into the zone. Swung it in front, they score!
Scott Lawton right in front of the net. Jared Wright found him with a pass, and Lawton just had to knock it by Saros. The Kings are back on top 2-1 with 6:03 to go in the second period. It's just great execution right there. Great effort by Wright. Wright got the puck into the zone. He skated down that right wing. He actually goes below the goal line as he chips it past the defender, and going to the post was Lawton. He gets a perfect feed. He taps it past the goaltender. The Kings are back up 2-1, and Wright has a 3-goal assist and point streak for the first time in his career.
Well, that line, they've scored both goals for the LA Kings. Darryl, they're keeping it simple. Jared Wright, how about the play to even beat onside in the first place? It was close, but Wright delayed just a little bit. We're talking about those little things. To be able to stay onside leads to the goal, and no review here. It was onside, otherwise Nashville would have challenged him.
Yeah, he made a little delay, and the minute he decided he had to go, it was like he came out of a cannon. He just took off.
Kings back in possession, now with a 2-1 lead in neutral ice, and Jared Wright dumps it in deep. This one gloved by Saros, plays it to Brady Shea. Around the wall, Kings get it toward the net after it was kept in by Edmondson. A deflection by Wright into the glove of the goaltender Saros. The goal scored by Scott Lawton, the assist to Jared Wright at 13:57. The Kings now up 2-1. We'll take a break here on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
Freaking suck, man. Fire everybody. They suck.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
George, have you ever watched a full football game sitting side by side with Christopher Arthur Morales?
Yeah, in the past, I'm sure we have, yeah.
Because it's not like where he's trying to tell you, like, hey, you know what? Wow, on 3rd and short, maybe they should do this because look at this situation or look at that. It's always like, they suck. This is a disaster. I'm like, bro, it's the first quarter. It's a long game.
No, he overreacts to everything. Like, that's just who he is. I mean, you're surprised by this?
Because Bergie's thinking like an analyst, you know what I mean?
We were having conversation.
Right. And Chris is just sitting there, they freaking suck, man. Fire everybody. They suck.
Hang with Sedano and Cap every weekday morning starting at 7 a.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey, it's Sam Patesh. We do it after every game. Kings Talk coming up right here. I'll be taking your calls and your reaction on social media. It's what we do after every game. The post-game show and Kings Talk. I can't wait to talk Kings hockey with you on ESPN LA. Kings Talk with me, Sam Patesh, after each game and coming right after today's game, right here on your home of LA Kings hockey, ESPN LA.
ESPN.
Kings on top of the Predators 2-1 with 5:44 to go. Second period, Scott Lawton with his 13th goal of the season from Jared Wright at 13:57. Now the Kings have another offensive zone faceoff coming, and they have their top line on the ice for it.
Yeah, they need to, again, be a little bit more direct. I think when you look at the play of the 3rd and the 4th lines, they've been very direct in what they've done, and they've gotten results because of it. Guys go to the net hard, and put pucks in that area. Where I think the top lines, and again, to their defense, they are going to try to make some more plays out there, but sometimes simplifying things makes it more difficult on the opposition.
Kings' third line has both goals tonight with Armia and Lawton both on the score sheet with goals. And the Kings, Darryl, you would know if I'm wrong here. I believe they've had the last 6 shots on goal. Shots now in this period are tied 10-10, and in the game 22-14.
You're 100% right, Jared.
Here comes Nashville to change that, as Stamkos had a look, but it was blocked, so still holding on to it. Stamkos on the left side, taken away by Kopitar. And now Panarin into the offensive zone. He stops just inside the line, finds Kopitar. Didn't want to shoot, but then threw it through the crease. It fakes out for a shot from Drew Doughty. That is stopped by Saros. That is shot number 23 for the Kings at 94 miles an hour from Drew, with 4:58 to go in the second period. 2-1 Kings.
You're right. The Kings have had the last 7 shots on goal now, and you look at where the goals are being scored. Kings have got their 2 goals 5-on-5. You look at the 5-on-5 situation for both these teams. With the goal scored tonight, Nashville is now -29 5-on-5. The Kings are +5. So that's an area of strength for the Kings. play the game at even strength, you're going to find yourself in a good spot.
Well, certainly if you take away the penalties from the Kings, it's been a pretty good game, but that's not how the game is played. And that's why it's 2-1 instead of 2-0 at this point. Here's Nashville with a rush up the ice. Dumped in by Justin Barron. Down the corner for Drew Doughty. Couldn't get control. Philip Forsberg was there to harass him, but the Kings get it back. LaFerriere, I think he just lost an edge, fell over. Turnover, and the Nashville Predators have it with a shot save made by Forsberg. He was searching for the rebound and went wide, and now Trevor Moore will lead LaFerriere to center. Byfield calmed the puck down and then dumped it off the corner board glass that is technically out of play. Even though the puck ended up behind the Nashville net, that is a puck out of play, and a whistle with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second period. Kings lead it 2-1.
Yeah, again, just little details. It goes off the rounded glass there by the Kings bench. Willsby, who had that last shot on goal for the Predators, pretty good active defenseman, a young defender, gets around the ice pretty good out there. And, he's got himself 15 points on the season in 52 games entering action tonight. So he's going to be a young, up-and-coming player that fits right into their profile as a defender.
Yeah, 2 assists on Saturday in their win over San Jose. It's the third time this year that he's had a multi-assist game for Nashville. The Preds come right back in. And Jeff Malott with a physical play in the corner, trying to take the puck. Couldn't do it. Kept alive. Reed Schaefer got it down low. Kamel is pressured and turns it over. The Kings out to center. Malott shoots it in for Taylor Ward. Back to Malott. Couldn't get a shot off. And now the Preds come the other way. Back into the Kings end for Svechkov. He holds to the middle. A shot by Perbix. Save made. And it held on to by Anton Forsberg. Nick Perbix joining the rush. Had a good chance jumping into the play, and Anton Forsberg stops it with 3:41 to go in the second.
Yeah, that was a good read there by Perbix coming in. He's coming in on his offside. He gets the feed from Schaefer. Schaefer got across the line, but he gets down deep enough so the defense can activate. He gets down to the top of the circles. If he pulls up sooner, Perbix can't get involved in the zone. He pulls the defense for the Kings back a little bit. That opens up the lane for Perbix. He's able to get a shot right at Forsberg.
Well, after the play, there was a lot of chatter between Reed Schaefer and Samuel Hellenius. Predators, I believe, have taken that number 79 after he had a big hit on one of the best defensemen on this Nashville team, Brady Shea. And so I think that's drawn the ire of the Predators, and they're not forgetting that. There's more discussions back and forth, and I'm sure that Samuel Hellenius is going to watch his back the rest of the way.
Yeah, and as long as the score stays tight, I don't think anything's going to happen. Everybody understands the magnitude of what the points mean in this hockey game, so that'll be one that you probably put in the old memory bank, and we'll see where it resurfaces.
And no harm, no foul. Shea's got the puck on a stick right now off a face-off and put a shot on net that's stopped by Forsberg. And Shea with another drive. Save made by Forsberg. The rebound stopped as well. Anton Forsberg, a couple big saves for the Kings, keeping LA in front with 3:32 to go in the second. The Predators won the face-off, and they had some good traffic in front of the Kings net.
They sure did. Shea did a great job at getting that shot through, and the save was made, Forsberg. And again, we talk about, all right, maybe it wasn't a threatening shot, the one by Shea, but goaltender's not able to handle it clean, make it direct the rebound where he wants to put it, so it comes back into the slot area. Forsberg spins away from the Kings defender. He throws the second attempt right back. Forsberg stood tall to deny that.
Forsberg on Forsberg that time. Philip Forsberg on the shot. Anton on the save. Preds keep it alive for a moment. Kings force him out to center. Banked back in by Wood. Drew Doughty settles it down and now starts forward for LA. Deflected back into the Nashville zone. Didn't get it deep, did the Kings. And now the Preds once again to center. Brought back in Evangelista for Forsberg. Had to settle it. Shot by Wood was blocked. Rebound up high in the air. Trevor Moore waited for it to come down but couldn't get it. Save made by Forsberg on another drive from Philip Forsberg. More Forsberg on Forsberg crime. And now Byfield gets into the middle of a scrum with 3:01 to go in the second period. Tensions rising here as the Kings still hold a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, Kings have to do a little bit better job at defending. And again, the first period, outstanding, only surrendering 5 shots on goal to Nashville. Since then, Nashville's already put up 15 here in this period, 15 in 17 minutes of play. And you can say, yeah, they had a two-man advantage, but they only put up 2 shots on goal in the man advantage. So 13 of their shots have come at even strength.
Now the difference is that momentum they gained from the two-man advantage, right? Because it wasn't the two-man advantage, but afterwards they totally turned the game on its head. And not to say that they've taken over the game. The Kings still have a 2-1 lead, but it's been different since then.
Yeah, they're definitely on their toes a little bit more than they were in the first period, where the Kings really smothered them. Shot attempts in that first period favor the Kings 31-15.
Kings won the draw, and Adrian Kempe trying to clear, hit Jonathan Marchessault up high with a puck. Marchessault, to his credit, has stayed on his feet, and he's going to stay on the ice. But he got hit in the face with a puck, and there's a whistle because of it. But he's going to stay in this game.
Yeah, no, he's a tough one out there. He's a tough little cookie, and he'll stay on the ice. He'll line up for the face-off. Ryan O'Reilly will try to pull to him. Marchessault's coming off his off wing, so a big drop for Kopitar and O'Reilly.
Face-off again, won by the Kings. And Brant Clark will bounce it off the far boards for Scott Lawton. Deflected up high in the air. Kempe is able to control. Lawton gets off the ice. Panarin jumps on. 2:40 to go. Second period. Kings in front, 2-1. Puck dumped into the Nashville end. Saros tried to play it. Kempe almost took it away from him, at least forced him to play it to the far corner. The Predators keep control. They clear. Knocked down at center by Stamkos. Got it through Kopitar to Josi. Josi fake. Got around Brant Clark. Moves it in front. Loose puck knocked wide by O'Reilly after a brilliant play by Josi to get the chance. Now the Kings coming the other way. Kopitar out to center. Panarin. Rink wide pass for Kempe, who had to stay on side with Panarin. Banked it into the near corner. Stamkos was there to pick it up for Nashville. And it's dumped back out to center. Turned over to LaFerriere. Brian Dumoulin now back to the near wall. But nobody there for the Kings. It bounced away to Brady Shea. Now the Predators. Howla shoots back into the Kings end of things with 1:48 left in the second. LA in front, 2-1. Cody Ceci back to neutral ice, turned it over, brought right back in, a chance to the net, save made by Anton Forsberg on Tyson Jost, keeping it a 2-1 Kings lead. Great chance for Jost. Kings trying to get to the rebound, they are unable to. Howla swung it around the boards, back to Justin Barron on the right point, through the middle, chance toward the net was bouncing and blocked. Another chance kept alive by Nashville, open play, save Forsberg, the puck is loose, now it is covered. Anton Forsberg, a series of saves here in the second period to keep the Kings up 2-1. Acrobatic that time. The puck was bouncing in danger zones, and the Kings goaltender was having none of it.
Yeah, Kings just a little bit lackadaisical here in the dying minutes of this period. Nashville, after the Kings have taken a lead, pushing back. Nice job by LaRue getting in front of the net, causing a little bit of havoc, distracting the goaltender. And then Nashville just filtering pucks in that direction. They've activated their defense. We've seen Josi jump up on a couple of chances. Perbix as well. Wilsby, all guys becoming active in the offensive zone. And Forsberg standing tall, denying everything that's coming at him.
Yeah, and that last shot came from Justin Barron. That's another defenseman you didn't even mention.
Yep.
So a lot of guys being active, and Anton Forsberg, he was there to see it. But it's been hard for the Kings to defend that. 22 shots on goal now for Nashville. The Kings at 23. And LA wins the faceoff. They've got their third line on the ice, but they're offside. And Armia kicked the puck when he was in the offensive zone. So we get a whistle with 1:09 left in the second period. Darryl, the recipe for the Kings offensively has been that third line. We'll see if they're able to try to create something here in the final minute.
Yeah, that play right there, maybe a little bit of a risky play there by Wright, trying to make a pass over to Armia. Put that one off the end boards. If Armia's got position on the defender, let him continue to keep moving forward. Let him get to that loose puck, and at least the puck is another 60 feet ahead.
Well, certainly Wright knows that play because we've seen other teammates do that for him with his speed. Kings end up in control, but Doughty was double teamed. It's taken away by Forsberg for Nashville. Sent back in deep on the backboard. Picked up by Evangelista on the near side. Out to Wilsby. Wilsby walks to the middle. Now Wilsby. And we had a stick loose. Lawton lost his. Kept alive by Nashville. 40 seconds left in the period. A shot was blocked by Lawton. Rebound into the far corner. Dowdy stands his man up. Lawton lifts it high in the air and out of the Kings zone. It stayed in play in neutral ice. Predators pick it back up. Armia with a big hit on the far side. Knocked his man out of the play, away from the play. Armia was arguing that he was going for a change. Nothing called in the play. Now Trevor Moore down the right side for the Kings. He gets knocked over, but stays with the puck with Quentin Byfield. In front, the Ferrier was hit. Couldn't get it on goal. Kept in by Brant Clark. Swung it around the wall with 8 seconds left in the period. As the Kings get one last look. The Ferrier looking in front. Couldn't get it to go. And the final seconds tick down. The Predators clear the puck to neutral ice. And the second period has come to an end. Both teams were able to find the back of the net once. The LA Kings with a 2-1 lead after 40 minutes with 20 to go.
Now, Nashville, you expect the pushback after the first period that they had, that the Kings outplayed them in that opening 20. And what really allowed Nashville to get back into the game was the 2 consecutive penalties by the Kings just 3 seconds apart, giving Nashville a glorious opportunity to already have a great power play with one of the best performers on the man advantage, that being Steven Stamkos. That's who they found. He tied the game. For the next couple of shifts, Nashville continued to push. Kings finally settled things down, and then a line of Lawton along with Wright and Armia, they come up big again, got the Kings to lead back. Last couple of shifts for that period, Nashville pushed strong again, so the Kings have to go back, hit the reset button, talk about things that they got to make good decisions with the puck. The less time they spend in the defensive zone in the third period, the better off they'll be.
We'll take a break. Coming up during our second intermission report, I will be joined by Jason Allison, former LA King, NHL All-Star, who is back in town here to chat some hockey as we have the Kings leading the Nashville Predators by a 2-1 score after the second period. We'll be back with that next here on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Although your health is a personal journey, it's a journey you shouldn't have to travel alone. Sometimes it calls for different doctors for different reasons at different times. And when it does, we're here 7 days a week with the Medicare support you need to navigate the road ahead. Blue Shield of California. Stay well ahead.
Is your vehicle due for service? Head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you. No dragging the kids to a dirty waiting room. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is in its best. Oil changes, tire rotations, transmission care, and more. Pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Your morning just got a whole lot louder.
2 massive LA radio superstars.
Sedano and Cap have taken over Morning Drive on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
I'm a great tipper. Cappy's the one that never tips. He's the one that's always complaining. Why is everything got to be a tip? I tip all those mother bleepers.
Don't just listen. Watch, stream, and connect across every platform.
Not a radio station, but a multi-platform operation. Okay?
Yeah, get him, George.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
And 9 to 10 a.m. for the YouTube-only hour.
The freaking curtains open, we bust out through them, and we hit the airwaves.
Because weekday mornings in LA belong to Sedano and Cap.
Hey, it's Travis, and at Normand Legal, Joseph S. Normand and his team play defense like your favorite hockey team. Tough, smart, and always protecting their own. Joe and his team are ready to tear off the gloves, fight for you, and score the winning goal, getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call 213-747-1234. That's 213-747-1234, or visit normandlegal.com. When life checks you hard, Normand Legal is your MVP for recovery.
It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rogers for your afternoon drive.
Really? No, I can't say that. Are you serious?
You didn't know
That's his name?
It is.
Thomas Crapper invented the portable toilet.
He sure did.
I thought it was just...
Everything comes from somewhere, right? Thomas Crapper
came
from his name.
He invented the portable toilet.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN, the ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube.
The playoff push is on for your LA Kings. Don't miss can't-miss matchups and fan-favorite theme nights at Crypto.com Arena. Grab your seats now at lakings.com/tickets. Go Kings, go!
710 ESPN.
LA Kings on top of the Nashville Predators by a 2-1 score at the end of the second period. Here in our second intermission, Jared Schaffer now joined by former LA Kings forward Jason Allison. Great to have you back. You were in this building and playing in this building when it was probably felt like it was brand new. Now it's already been through a renovation. What's it like for you to come back and see Kings hockey kind of in a new era here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the rink's a little different, and the game and style of play has all changed also, so it's fun to come out.
And I think you're local here, so you're probably in the area. I don't know how many times you get to a game, but at least it's something you can do here. It's still probably involved with hockey.
Yeah, we try to get out, usually like 3-4 times a year, and it's tough with the kids' sports schedule, but we do what we can.
Sure. Well, you got a big event coming up in Anaheim, April 9th to 12th. It is the California International Boat Show, and you're just telling me probably the highlight might be the water skiing squirrel, but I mean, that sounds like a highlight in itself, maybe worth the trip. But what else can fans expect when they head out to Anaheim? And obviously, a boat show, it sounds like you guys got almost any type of boat that you'd ever be interested in looking at there.
Yeah, it's the largest boat show in California. There'll be everything from pontoons to wakeboard boats to yachts to fishing boats. I mean, you name it. They'll be out there, and obviously it's all about looking at the boats and selling boats, but we also have great family entertainment, and Twiggy, the water skiing squirrel, will be there. He's quite the hit. And it'll be a good time for everybody.
For you, when how do you even get involved in being part of a boat show? What kind of turned you into water sports?
Well, kind of a long story. I have a friend that introduced me into the business about a year and a half ago, and I helped out last year and enjoyed it. And I have a production company also that does produces movies and stuff, and it's kind of similar field in the sense of you're putting together all these different facets to create a production pretty much.
Wanted to ask you, because you're back in the building, it's something that a lot of Kings fans remember your team fondly. When you first came over here to LA, you guys had a dynamic line, a lot of offense, but now the Kings are wearing all black. Do you want the purple back in the uniforms like when you guys were here?
I don't know. I'm to be honest, I think the Kings have had great uniforms forever. I like the purple and gold, but way back in the day, I loved when the Gretzky era came in and they went with the traditional black and silver. And ours were great too, with the kind of purpley blue and black and white. And now they're back kind of full circle, I guess, to the silver and black. I guess did love the just black and white silver ones that were previous.
Yeah.
So change is nice.
There you go. Well, one of your teammates when you're with the Bruins, his son's now on the Kings, Dixon Ward. Taylor Ward's now playing with the Kings. It probably is funny. I don't know if you've watched Taylor Ward play, and if he reminds you at all about his dad, because he always makes jokes and says that he plays differently. And I know you mentioned it's a different era, but I thought that was a cool connection that you have to this year's team.
I did not even know that, to be honest. And I played with Dickie in Boston,
Yep.
So we're buddies. And he actually is part of a group that has Okanagan hockey, and my son might go play there next year. So,
cool.
there's yeah, there's some connections there, but
yeah, you're gonna have to mention that you saw his son.
I was gonna say,
you have to look out for him.
I didn't even. That's how much I've been.
Well, he's been in the AHL the last couple of years, played at college, but yeah, he got the call up this year, and one of the first, forever for us to see a guy who played for the Kings have his son on the team. So fans are excited.
Yeah, that's really cool, and I'm sure he's super proud. I mean, it's such a hard thing to do to get to this level, and a lot of really, really, really good hockey players don't end up doing that. So, it's something to be proud of as a dad for sure.
Well, you mentioned still keep in touch with some of your former teammates. Who from your Kings days that do you remember fondly and that you try to keep in touch with?
I mean, a lot of the guys who live around here, it's easier. Jamie Storr, Modry were out here still, and Derek Armstrong was here for forever. And now he's in Colorado, but he's back and forth.
Yeah.
So it's easier kind of seeing those guys, but it's hard. You play a long time and you play in all these different teams, trying to keep up with everybody. But it's nice when they're local to you.
Well, it's nice that you're able to stay out here in Southern California and that you're still involved in everything going on here. Again, the California International Boat Show coming up April 9th to 12th at the Anaheim Convention Center. Anything else you want anyone to know about the convention there?
No, it's going to be the biggest show in a long time, and like I said, it'll be fun for all, and the kids have a great time also. So it's really family-oriented thing. And why not come out, right? It's a fun 4 days. So if you get a chance, come check it out. And the water skiing squirrels are a lot of fun.
Well, the website CaliforniaBoatShow.com if you want more information. Jason, thanks for a few minutes of your time, and we wish you the best of luck.
No worries. Thanks, bud.
We'll be right back with some more period recap as the LA Kings have a 2-1 lead on the Nashville Predators here on the LA Kings Radio Network.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, groundbreaking research meets unparalleled expertise. It's where care is 100% tailored to kids. Every specialist, every room, every innovation revolves around one thing: your child's unique needs. CHLA's world-class experts pioneer groundbreaking cures that set the standard nationwide and have been providing the best care for kids in California for more than 124 years. Whether it's for routine care or a life-saving need, families turn to CHLA when the outcomes matter. Find a doctor at chla.org.
LA DWP customers get a rebate up to $4,000 when you buy a used electric or plug-in hybrid vehicle. By the way, if you're not utilizing the electric vehicle situation, it's basically a gas station in your driveway. You got to do it. And if you're installing an EV charger at your home, guess what? You get a rebate for that also, up to $1,500. Visit ladwp.com/EV today and start saving. That's ladwp.com/EV.
Although your health is a personal journey, it's a journey you shouldn't have to travel alone. Sometimes it calls for different doctors for different reasons at different times. And when it does, we're here 7 days a week with the Medicare support you need to navigate the road ahead. Blue Shield of California. Stay well ahead.
Level up your LA Kings experience with the Vivid Seats app. It's your ticket to scoring ice-cold deals all season long. And if that wasn't enough, Vivid Seats is dropping Kings Elite Seats packages just in time for puck drop. Get Section 103 seats and Yamava Club access. Plus, get a free LA Kings shop item and parking. Grab your Vivid Seats Elite Seats tickets today and rack up rewards and free credits each time you buy through the app. Vivid Seats, the official partner of the LA Kings.
Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is California's #1 entertainment destination for popular classic superstars. See icon James Taylor on April 26th. Catch the Jonas Brothers return to Yamava Theater on April 30th. And enjoy the soulful sounds of Seal on May 7th. Tickets on sale now at YamavaTheater.com. Only at Yamava Resort and Casino, celebrating its 40th anniversary. You in? Must be 21 to enter.
710 ESPN.
LA Kings on top of the Nashville Predators 2-1 at the end of 2 periods. Jared Chaffron here with your intermission update on the ESPN LA Kings radio network. The Predators tied the game at 1 at 4:29 of the period. Steven Stamkos scored on the power play. It was a 2-man advantage, a 5-on-3 goal for Stamkos' 39th of the season from Ryan O'Reilly and Roman Josi. All the big guns were on the ice for Nashville. They converted, but they only got 1 on their 2 power play opportunities, tying the game at 1. Before the end of the period, the Kings went back in front at 13:57 when Scott Lawton found an open space, and he took a pass from Jared Wright. Kings put on the pressure here through center. Jared Wright was able to stay on side, coming into the zone. Swung it in front, they score! Scott Lawton right in front of the net. Jared Wright found him with a pass, and Lawton just had to knock it by Saros. The Kings are back on top 2-1 with 6:03 to go in the second period. Predators piled up the shots later in the period. They ended up with 19 shots on goal in the second. The teams are even 23 shots apiece at the end of 2, and boy, do the Kings owe a bit of gratitude to Anton Forsberg. He was excellent late in the period, making save after save to keep the Kings in front 2-1. We got 20 minutes left in this one, and it's coming up next. The LA Kings in front of the Nashville Predators 2-1. Third period comes your way next on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Hey, it's Travis, and at Normand Legal, Joseph S. Normand and his team play defense like your favorite hockey team. Tough, smart, and always protecting their own. Joe and his team are ready to tear off the gloves, fight for you, and score the winning goal, getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call 213-747-1234. That's 213-747-1234, or visit normandlegal.com. When life checks you hard, Normand Legal is your MVP for recovery.
Sports, culture, and conversations that only happen here.
The Macarena. What goes first? Something like that.
DeMarco and Travis.
Yeah, something like that.
The Hips is the closer?
Yes. Oh my God, in Florida, Disney World.
Paradise
Cove.
Something
all
like that.
All the bars and whatnot, and me and my wife at the time were just having a blast. And this song had just come out. It was everywhere, right? And there were people doing the dance. And I kept saying, "Hey, margarita. Hey, margarita." And the guy was getting so mad at me. It's not margarita.
It can be.
It sounded like margarita to me, and I wanted another one. That was fun.
They're
oh, my God.
Good.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. And on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey, margarita.
Hey, it's Sam Batesh. We do it after every game. Kings Talk coming up right here. I'll be taking your calls and your reaction on social media. It's what we do after every game. The post-game show and Kings Talk. I can't wait to talk Kings hockey with you on ESPN LA. Kings Talk with me, Sam Batesh, after each game and coming right after today's game, right here on your home of LA Kings hockey, ESPN LA.
You never know what you're going to get when you wake up with Sedano and Cap.
Jim Gray has been involved in so many moments.
Yeah, he's been
so
a part
many
of a lot of big sports moments in history. There's no doubt.
I can think of Jim when Tyson bit off Evander Holyfield's ear. You know, look at me, man. Look, I got one eye. Look, he got 2 eyes. I'm ready to fight. That was Jim Gray. You know,
there's a promo right there.
It's the morning show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
LA DWP customers get a rebate up to $4,000 when you buy a used electric or plug-in hybrid vehicle. By the way, if you're not utilizing the electric vehicle situation, it's basically a gas station in your driveway. You got to do it. And if you're installing an EV charger at your home, guess what? You get a rebate for that also, up to $1,500. Visit LADWP.com/EV today and start saving. That's LADWP.com/EV.
The playoff push is on for your LA Kings. Don't miss, can't miss matchups and fan favorite theme nights at Crypto.com Arena. Grab your seats now at LAKings.com/tickets. Go Kings, go.
710 ESPN.
We begin the third period here at Crypto.com Arena, and the LA Kings have themselves a 2-1 lead over the Nashville Predators. Jared Shaffron alongside Daryl Evans with you here on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network, joined by our on-site producer Jake Warner and our network producer Jeff Cabot. We have an icing off the opening draw on Nashville 7 seconds in. And Daryl, I know that the Kings have played a lot of overtime this season, but our scoreboard in front of us says overtime, and it is not yet overtime. I know we've played more overtimes than any other team in NHL history this year, but it says overtime 2, and over on your right it actually says period 5. So, we're not in the playoffs yet.
Yeah, the clocks are a little out of sync.
You know what? I know they've done a lot of overtime here, so it's understandable.
Just out of habit.
Nashville with the puck in the offensive zone. Mikey Anderson has his man LaRue tied up. Puck kept alive by Ryan O'Reilly. Now back down low, Drew Doughty sends it around the far side. It's deflected out to the point. O'Reilly keeps it in. Stamkos knocked down, and LaFerriere tried to outlet it to Trevor Moore. The second attempt by Byfield does get to Moore. His shot didn't have much on it. Went wide of the net, and Saros. Predators pick it back up, push it to center. Joel Edmondson was there waiting for it. He shoots back into the offensive end. And about a minute into the third period, still 2-1 LA. Predators in possession. He'll move it ahead into the skates of Philip Forsberg. He shoots into the offensive zone. Marchessault stopped in the corner by Brant Clark. Nice defense by the Kings on the dump in. And Adrian Kempe slams it back into the offensive zone. Predators will have to come all the way up the ice once again. They can't even clear the zone. Edmondson keeps it in. Panarin in front. Kopitar trying to find Kempe on the back door. Oh, that would have been something. Every King on the ice touched the puck on that setup. Just missing the final piece of it. Predators send it back to the Kings end on the backboards. Cody Ceci will start it forward. Now decides to go back to Brian Dumoulin in the near corner. Ceci will send it back up, and it ends up out of play. Looked like in the Predators' bench area, so nobody's going to worry about a penalty. They say it was deflected out anyway with 18:18 left in the third period. Kings are moving from right to left in the third. Nashville from left to right. Kings with a 1-goal lead at 2-1.
And in the face-off circle, face-offs become magnified in the third period. Kings have a slight edge in that regard. They've won 56% of the draws through 2 periods. Kopitar still the best for the Kings, 12 of 17, 71%. Lawton, he's taken the second most amount of face-offs. He's 7 and 6 for 54%.
Lawton wins the draw, but it bounced lively off the backboards. Forsberg had to be alert. He was. Kept it away from the net. And now Jared Wright for Joel Armia, who backhands in deep, and Jared Wright just speeds to the puck. Got knocked away from it, though, by Nick Perbix. Good play defensively by him. And now Kings back in control of neutral ice. Armia up the near wall. Scott Lawton dumps it in. There's Jared Wright once again ahead of the play. It's sent to the far wall by Saros. Predators will control. 17:45 left in the third. Now the scoreboard says the third. We're back on track. Not out of the woods yet, though. Could still have overtime. These two teams have played all the way into a shootout, a lengthy shootout, in both of their first 2 meetings this year. Predators in control. Brought ahead and into the offensive end by Schaefer. Tried to dangle with the puck, taken away by Quentin Byfield. Kings back with it. Mikey Anderson off a skate of Taylor Ward. Jeff Malott at the red line. Got knocked over. And Justin Barron went down for a moment. Predators have possession. 2-1 Kings, deflected by Schaefer. Mikey Anderson with it. Kings get control. Here's Trevor Moore on the rush, drops it off for LaFerriere. Down the left wing, LaFerriere stops, curls back, was kept to the outside, but gets it deep for Scott Lawton. Lawton tried to angle it to the right point for Doughty, but it was cut off. Nice play by Kamel for Nashville to get it away from Doughty. Kings are offside, and we get a whistle with 16:42 left in the third. LA in front 2-1.
Yeah, those are the situations, again, the Kings forwards, when they get the puck, instead of moving it back to the blue line, unless it's 100% in claim, you've got to circle the puck back. Keep the cycle alive down low. If you get it out to a defender and you put him in a bad spot, if that guy is already marked, chances of getting the shot blocked and the opposition going the other way in the transition become a little bit greater. So you want to make high percentage plays with the puck. Keep it in the offensive zone as much as you can.
Predators win the faceoff. They have possession to restart. Quentin Byfield got in the way of a pass. Moved it ahead for LaFerriere, who chipped it into the zone. Kings are offside as Trevor Moore had to tag up. Play continues as Stamkos clears it. Moore gets it back, shoots it in. Byfield looks like he was high-sticked. He was looking at his glove, checking for blood as he skates off to the bench. Nothing called in the play. Kings have not had a power play in this game. Nashville's had 2. They came within 3 seconds of each other. They're 1 for 2 on the man advantage. That's how they've scored their only goal. Puck was knocked out of the air by LaRue with a high stick. Kings pick it back up. Clark for Panarin. He shoots into the offensive end. 4 minutes gone in the third period. LA ahead 2-1. Nashville back with it. Out to center. Banked off the near boards. Kings deep in their zone. Picked up by Howla. Howla in the near corner. Centering pass. One-timer missed the net. Rebound chance. They score. It's snuck by Anton Forsberg on the shot by Roman Josi. And this game is tied at 2 with 15:42 left in the third period.
Well, the Kings thought they defended against the play in the slot where the initial attempt was coming from. They got a stick in that lane on that one-time bid, but the shot from that area ends up going wide of the net in a fortuitous bounce for Nashville. It comes right out to the face-off dot on the opposite side, the shot by Forsberg. Kings, 2 players collided, Panarin and Kempe. That allowed Josi a clear lane, and he pushes the puck past Forsberg. Looked like he may have gone between his legs, but it was the quick release and the unexpected shot tied the game at 2.
And the initial look by Philip Forsberg that missed the net had a lot on it. It was a heavy shot that missed the net. But the rebound, because of how heavy the shot was, it came careening off the board so quick, right to Josi. Forsberg was out of position, the goaltender at least, Forsberg was out of position, and never really got square to the shooter. Kings do negate an icing here as Jared Wright gets in deep into the offensive zone. Armia tried to work it in front at the side of the Predators' net. Jared Wright gets it back and flips it in deep for Armia. He was sealed off on the backboards. Predators have it. 5 minutes gone in the third period. This game is even. Tied up at 2 after the most recent goal by Roman Josi, his 13th of the season from Philip Forsberg, and Eric Howla at 4:18 of the third period. Kings with it back in their own zone. It's Dumoulin who will bank it up the near boards for Kempe. Adrian Kempe has held quiet tonight on a scoring streak that has been impressive as of late coming into this one. Predators back to center. Deflected into the Kings' end by Luke Evangelista. Sent around the wall on the far side. Kept in by Wilsby. Now a look from the slot. And a good chance from Wood, but he shot it wide with a wrister. Another rebound in front was blocked. That time by Brant Clark. And now Kopitar gains the red line. Makes sure to get it deep in the Nashville end. Goes off on a change. Panarin couldn't pick it up on the near boards. Evangelista got it ahead for Schaefer, but it was turned over. Kings get it back. Hellenius couldn't play it cleanly, but got enough to allow Mikey Anderson to play the puck. He turned it over at center. And now Drew Doughty ends up getting back under control to Anderson. Up the near side for Taylor Ward. Deflected in deep in the Nashville end. Jeff Malott there first. Loose puck. Hellenius skated by it, but now kept alive by Taylor Ward. Ward shoveled it back into the near corner for Hellenius, who scored last game for LA. Now Anderson is shot, deflected wide of the Nashville net. The rebound ends up in the near corner, and the Predators have 4 in the rush to try to get ahead. Moved in by Kamel. Now on the right side, Schaefer. He's hit by Malott getting back in the play. Malott lost his stick, but he made sure that Schaefer couldn't get anything offensively with the puck. Kept alive by the Predators. From the middle, now to the left circle, down low, a diving play by Doughty to knock the puck away and get it free. And Doughty able to clear for LA with 13:10 left in the third period in a 2-2 game.
Yeah, desperation play there by Drew Doughty. He guessed right, sweeping his stick away, knocking that puck, taking away a potential 2-on-0 around the crease.
Now it's Trevor Moore that helps get it to Quentin Byfield. Kings with a 2-on-2. LaFerriere shot into the chest of Saros. And a whistle with 12:53 left in the third period. 2-2 the score. Plenty of time to play, but it's a new game. More coming here on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen.
And ESPN LA is the new home of the Rich Eisen Show in the Southland.
When McCarthy threw that pick six, I just popped on, and the number of people are like, it's amazing what happens when Colin Stallion's not on the sideline. I went in people's feeds that I barely speak to.
We're like, hey, troll.
I did actually say troll to somebody. The home of USC football, and now the home of the Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, 710 ESPN, and always on the new ESPN LA app.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade your driving experience, you gotta go and check out what's happening at Cadillac and their incredible new lineup of state-of-the-art EVs, sedans, and SUVs. And hey, look, there's no better place to experience the luxury of Cadillac than at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out Cadillac of Beverly Hills and their beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And check them out on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Is your vehicle due for service? Head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you. No dragging the kids to a dirty waiting room. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is in its best. Oil changes, tire rotations, transmission care, and more. Pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
710 ESPN.
2-2 score, 12:53 left in the third period here at Crypto.com Arena between the Kings and the Predators. Well, after this homestand is over, the Kings go on the road for 3 final games, and you can enjoy LA Kings hockey like never before at the Cosm Watch Party, presented by Jameson on Monday, April 13th at 6:30 p.m. as they battle the Seattle Kraken for playoff positioning. Don't miss out. Go to lakings.com/watch parties for more info. Those are a great time, and that game against Seattle could be a huge one as the Kings have those 3 final games. That's the first one on the trip. They will also be in Vancouver and Calgary to close out the season after the final home games here this week. The Predators win the faceoff in their defensive end and get it to center. Now it's worked back to the Kings side of things. LaRue, first man to the puck in the far corner. Quentin Byfield back to help. Had control, but maybe for a slight second. And now Drew Doughty flipped it back to the wall far side for LaFerriere. He clears. Trevor Moore couldn't get it past the red line. Picked back up by Nashville. They shoot in. 12:25 left in the third period. 2-2 the score. Trevor Moore sent it up the far wall, and it skips out of the reach of Adam Wilsby, the defenseman for Nashville. Predators have to retreat. Nashville has been the better team here in the third period. Both teams are just one shot on goal, but the Predators have been dictating pace of play, and they've scored on their one shot. That's where the game is at right now, 2-2 to score. Puck back in the Preds end. They'll start it forward. Works into the offensive zone for Marchessault on the right wing. Marchessault, a shot off the post. A wrister that came from a long range, went off the right post and stayed out. Another shot was blocked, that time by Brant Clark, who stayed in front of it. And Panarin will drop it back to Clark as the Kings keep possession. Brant Clark gets the legs moving, stops and retreats, leaves it off for Joel Edmondson. Kings are going to get a line change here as all 3 of their forwards, 9, 10, 11, Kempe, Panarin, Kopitar, are off. Third line is out there now. Jared Wright gets by a man to neutral ice. Wright on the backhand, goes behind the net, looking, and a miscommunication with Ceci as Wright left it for Ceci. Ceci wasn't ready for it. Kings lost the zone, sent back in by Dumoulin, and the Predators have control now on the near side, and they will take the puck back into the LA Kings end. It's brought in by Tyson Jost. Sends it behind the net. Loose puck on the near side, picked up by Lawton, and the Kings are out to center. Trying to get it to Jared Wright, and didn't get there in the initial attempt. Then Armia came in to help, and he brought it into the zone, but was poked off of his stick. Evangelista was hit by Taylor Ward, canceled off the puck, but the pass from Ward out of the reach of Dumoulin on the backboards. Kings pick it back up. Lawton lifts it up, and it's knocked down by the Preds at neutral ice as LA goes for a change. Nashville will change off some players as well. It's brought back in by Svechkov. Jeff Malott stayed with it, but couldn't get it out. Now it's picked up by Edmondson, and he lifts it off the backhand, up into the air, and out into center ice. And a little bit of a dust-up behind the play as Kamel lost his stick. Play continues. Hellenius into the offensive zone. Fourth line out there for the Kings as we come up on the halfway mark of the third period in a 2-2 game here in L.A. Grant Clark, shot deflected by Malott, wide of the net. Taylor Ward stayed with it. Ward to the center. Hellenius knocked it wide of the net with a one-timer that went wide left. Predators play it back to the red line. It's back to the Kings' end. Edmondson holds on to it with some pressure. Trevor Moore fanned on the puck, kept alive. Good work by Taylor Ward to stay with it, get it to Brant Clark, who was open, but then Clark turned it over and neutralized, and the Predators back on control of it with 9.5 to play in the third. It's Steven Stamkos. His pass did not connect with his intended target, Ryan O'Reilly, but now the Preds have it with Brady Shea, who jumps into the zone, and a shot deflected wide of the net of Anton Forsberg. Trevor Moore on the rebound, lost it, played back out to the point. Yossi, shot missed the net, and the rebound off the backboards, gloved by Grant Clark, and he clears it to center, and the Kings will have a bit of a rush here. LaFerriere, with one hand on the stick, taps it in deep into the offensive zone. Brady Shea was stripped of the puck by Quentin Byfield. LaFerriere picks it up. Back to the left point for Mikey Anderson. Finds LaFerriere, left half wall. Now Anderson up top for the one-timer. That's deflected wide of the net. Drew Doughty on the rebound. Sent it back in deep around the near corner. Moore cut it off. LaFerriere keeps it alive and into the zone for Byfield in the near corner. Byfield with a spin move, trying to get away and produce something offensively. Trevor Moore let it go for Doughty on the far side. Back out to Byfield on the point. He fakes on a shot. Byfield leaves it for Doughty. Fans with a go Kings go here. And Byfield and Doughty had a miscommunication. They turn the puck over. Stamkos at the end of his shift backhands it into the Kings zone with 8:23 left in the third.
Yeah, Kings mindset's got to be there. Put some pucks in the net. They've got 2 shots on goal here in the period.
Kings do get out of trouble in their own zone as Kempe leaves it for Panarin, who shoots into the offensive end. Around the far wall and cleared by Nashville. This could be an icing, and it will be on Nashville with 8:06 left in the third period. As Darryl mentioned, it has been a low offensive third period. Not a lot of shots for either side, and this game has remained tied 2-2.
Yeah, both teams squeezing the stick a little bit right now with that big extra point on the line here tonight. Both teams tied for the final wild card spot right now. When you look at where the shot distribution has come from, the Kings' third and fourth line have been credited with 13 of the 24 shots the Kings have. The Kings' top 2 lines, Byfield's line and Kopitar's line, they've got 3 combined. That's not nearly what the Kings need from those guys. Those guys need to get more volume towards the net. They get more ice time. Those are the guys you lean on in games like this.
They're on here, and they win a face-off. Grant Clark on the right point in the offensive zone, but could not connect from Kempe. His pass came out of the zone. Clark had to slam it back in. The Kings try to reset up in the Nashville zone with 7:52 left in the third period. Game tied 2-2. Very important game tonight between 2 teams vying for the final playoff spot in the Western Conference. Grant Clark with a chance that broke a stick of Nashville's Philip Forsberg. Now it's Edmondson with a shot right into the glove of Saros, who did not have any traffic in front of him. Andrei Kopitar was at the side of the net. 7:34 left in the third. We remain tied 2-2 here on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Cream soda is delicious.
Every day.
You know what's especially good as cream soda?
You can't get me a cream soda. I say, give me some Shanka. Cream soda or Shanka every night here at the home.
Cream soda is delicious. By the way, it's in the freestyle machine at AMC.
What does the freestyle machine mean?
Okay, but so is caffeine-free, like root beer.
Okay.
And so is Diet Coke caffeine-free.
It's contemporary.
I don't think
cream soda is contemporary.
I don't think that's a contemporary drink.
And old people drink Mason. It's okay, though.
It's delicious.
You know what goes good with the cream soda is cream of wheat.
Yeah, exactly.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hey, it's Travis, and at Normand Legal, Joseph S. Normand and his team play defense like your favorite hockey team. Tough, smart, and always protecting their own. Joe and his team are ready to tear off the gloves, fight for you, and score the winning goal, getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call 213-747-1234. That's 213-747-1234 or visit normandlegal.com. When life checks you hard, Normand Legal is your MVP for recovery.
You're listening to LA Kings hockey on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Become a buddy today. Purchase a Bailey's Buddies pack to join a community of dedicated Kings fans and receive numerous LA Kings giveaways, including at least one signed item. For more info, visit lakings.com/buddies. 7:34 to go here in the third period. The Kings and Nashville Predators tied 2-2 here on the ESPN LA Kings radio network. Back underway. The Kings had control of the puck in the offensive end. They couldn't do much with it. Now it's O'Reilly the other way for Nashville. Tried to go high over Forsberg with a wrist shot that missed. And the rebound, Lively caroms out of the Kings end and all the way back into the Predators side of things. Stamkos will come right back into the offensive end. Deflected by Kempe back out to center. Now Kempe on Brady Shea and trying to get it free for Panarin, who does have control. Now to the middle for Lawton to the backhand. Didn't get a shot off because he was on his backhand. And Panarin left it back for Brandt Clark. Clark with a look that's deflected out of play. 6:53 left in the third period. And another face-off coming in the Nashville zone. Darryl, a little fancy for the Kings there in a 2-2 game here, but it didn't, I wouldn't say it didn't work. They still had possession.
Yeah, they had possession of the puck, and that's the main thing. You want to have the puck in your stick, but you don't want to be afraid to shoot the puck. You look at where the goals have come from in this game. Simple plays, the two Kings goals, guys driving to the net. Nashville goal, of course, the 5-on-3 power play, that's a shot. But their other goal, the one here in the third period to tie things up, it was a high shot from the high slot, or pardon me, a hard shot from the high slot off the stick of Forsberg that was a fortuitous bounce off the backboards that ends up on a stick of Yossi that he banged home.
Kings win the draw, and a chance for Lawton was blocked. Nashville is offside at the Kings line with 6:44 to go in the third period. Kings with 25 shots, Nashville with 24. Been a pretty even game throughout. Neither team has had more than a one-goal lead, and we're tied at 2.
Yeah, these teams have played a lot of one-goal games over the last while, and very similar styles. When you look at both teams, they've got some high-end players, but it's been the complete roster that both teams use. Depth, and tonight, depth scoring has favored the Kings. The big guys have not been able to get the job done for the Kings. Again, just held to just 3 shots on goal with 6:44 left here in the game. But sometimes guys like that, they only need one in order to take advantage. But one of those guys that looked up to look to be the hero. But Kings have definitely gotten real solid games out of their third and fourth unit tonight.
Kings win the face-off. It is the third line, and Joel Armia shoots into the offensive zone. Jared Wright takes a hit in the corner on the near side. Puck is scrum for in the Nashville zone with 6.5 to play in the third period. A 2-2 game between the Kings and the Predators. Goals on the Kings side from Armia and Lawton. For the Predators, it's Stamkos and Yossi. Back down low for Armia. As the Kings win that battle, Armia had the free hand loose to keep control of the puck. And now Lawton back out to the point. Cody Ceci on the right side. Finds Lawton. Tried to turn and fire. Didn't get anything on the puck. He fanned on it. Jared Wright comes in to help keep it alive. But now the Predators have control, and it's skated out by Luke Evangelista. He took a little bit of a shot up high, maybe trying to draw something on Brian Dumoulin. Play continues with the puck in the Kings zone. Now under 6 minutes left in this third period. Very important moments for both of these teams' seasons right now. A regulation win would help the chances of either of these two teams qualifying for the playoffs. Regulation loss puts a big dent in those chances. Puck deflected back into the Kings' end. Anderson took a hit, got it to Doughty. He was deflected by Trevor Moore. Puck slows down in the Predators' end. Not going to make icing. Nashville picks it back up. Kings heavy on the forecheck. Got to center. And Nashville has iced it this time. And that pressure from the Kings pays off as Fedor Svechkov sent the puck from behind the red line into the Kings' end. Now an offensive zone draw for the Kings. 5:12 to play in the third.
Yeah, things are really tight out there. Big face-off now. Again, the ones in either end of the rink become magnified. The best for the Kings out there to take the draw. That's Anze Kopitar coming into the period at 71%, 12 of 17.
From off the draw, and the Kings do have possession. Edmondson from the left side of the point. Back down low to Panarin. Artemi Panarin skating in circles. Couple looks, keeps it on his stick, flips it back into the near corner, but the Nashville Predators break it up, and they flip it back out through center. They're able to get their guys changed after the icing, and it'll be Brant Clark with his head up for the Kings. Deflected in by Adrian Kempe. Saros out to play it. Josi took a bump from Kopitar. It's sent to the far wall for Howla. Banked it out to center. Calmed down by Clark. And it is on the stick of Anze Kopitar, but he's pressured and he lost it. Good job by the Predators to get control of it. And now it's Philip Forsberg who shoots in deep. But it's cut off by Trevor Moore. The Kings clear. Josi knocked it down out of the air and plays it ahead. Brought back in by Howell. Long shot by Forsberg on Forsberg. The Kings goaltender makes the glove save and holds on with 4:14 left in the third. We'll step out for our final break of regulation. The Kings and the Predators tied 2-2 on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network.
Crypto.com is the official crypto platform partner of the LA Kings. But did you know that Crypto.com is also the world's fastest growing crypto app with over 150 million users worldwide? With the Crypto.com app, you can easily buy and sell more than 400 cryptocurrencies at true cost. Only with the Crypto.com app. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
FanDuel Sports Network is your new home for your home teams. Watch all the big hits, big shots, big goals, all in one place. For unrivaled coverage of your LA Kings, visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com today and stream live tonight.
In the heart of Los Angeles, a legacy of greatness takes the ice, and in the courtrooms, where passion meets precision and every moment counts. Kings fans deserve a winning team on and off the ice. CD Law fights for justice like the Kings fight for victory. CD Law is the official law firm of the Los Angeles Kings. Winning, it's what we do. Visit cd-lawyers.com for a free consultation. That's cd-lawyers.com.
710 ESPN.
Kings and Predators tied 2-2 here at Crypto.com Arena in downtown LA. Let's take a look at the road ahead, driven by Toyota. Kings have two more games at home this week. Thursday against Vancouver at 7:30. The Kings host the Canucks. Not the final meeting of the season between the Kings and Canucks. They'll have one more in Vancouver next week. Also home on Saturday against Edmonton. That is a 1 p.m. start time for the final regular season game of the year here at Crypto.com Arena against the Oilers. Should be a good one. We'll have all the action for you, of course, right here on the ESPN LA Kings Radio Network. That's been the road ahead presented by Toyota. We make it easy. And off the draw, we get a quick wrister from the near boards from Ryan Ufko in the glove of Anton Forsberg. For Forsberg, makes another save for the Kings. And Daryl, I think Anton Forsberg has been a big factor in this game for the Kings. It's tied 2-2, and the goaltender has really been on it most of the night.
No, he's had a real solid game. He's given the Kings an opportunity to be able to win. Face-off circle, the Kings have improved in that regard. They've won 61% of the draws here in the third period. Kings' two best, Lawton, he's at 63% as he wins that one. Kopitar, he's at 75%, 15 of 20.
Preds got it back into the Kings' end after LA cleared it after they did win that draw, as Darryl mentioned. And now a scrum for it. It's worked out to center. Trevor Moore shoots into the offensive end. LaFerriere stays on it, gets to the puck. Able to get some space in the near corner. Now he flips it back behind the net. Out of the reach of Moore, but Doughty comes in to help. Gets it back behind to the near side for LaFerriere. Now down low, Quentin Byfield. Byfield knocked off the puck, and Philip Forsberg scoops it up. Not a lot of separation between these two teams, and it's tight checking right now as the Kings get it back in their own zone. Mikey Anderson flips it back into the offensive zone, and Jared Wright all over it on the backboard to get control. Wright was double teamed, knocked over, and Armia comes in to help with Scott Lawton now in control. Back out to the point for Edmondson with a shot, looking for a redirect, and it went wide of the net. I do believe that Jared Wright got a piece there on the look from Edmondson.
You're right, Jared. He got the tip right there at the hash mark, and he put it up over the top of the cage. Good teamwork between he and Edmondson, that shot pass.
Dumped back in by Nashville on the Kings side of things. Forsberg rolled it around the near side. Stamkos a shot. Rebound chance went up high over the net. A good look for Tyson Jost. But it went over the net and out of play with 2:44 to go in the third period. Kings 2, Predators 2.
That's right there. The goaltenders, you got to handle the puck as little as you possibly can. And I know Forsberg's trying to get a clear there, but you don't have enough on it to be able to get that puck out. The opposing team's defense is going to be able to seal the boards and keep it in, and they just drive the puck right back down at the net. Cost a little bit of havoc there for the Kings. Kings dodge a bullet right there. Kopitar out to take the draw to the left of Forsberg.
He'll go up against Eric Haula, the veteran for the Predators. 35 years of age in his 13th NHL season. Two guys who played against each other for a long time. Strum off the draw, and the Predators end up in control in deep, but a nice hit by Mikey Anderson to seal Haula off of the puck. Gets the Kings possession. Scott Lawton backhands it out of the zone. And it's picked up by Yossi, who might not come off here for the final 2:25 in the third period.
Yeah, he was already the ice time leader in the game a couple of minutes ago. Just under 23 minutes of ice time to lead all skaters.
Kings will move it ahead from their own zone once again. It's Mikey Anderson now leading the play. Into the zone for Artemi Panarin. Swept it in deep. Saros out of the net. And sent by Shea all the way down the ice, but the Kings were changing near their bench, and so icing waved off. Forsberg did not do what Darryl said. He handled the puck way too much and turned it over. Evangelista now in the near corner, taking off the puck. But now the Predators get it back, and the chance is stopped by Forsberg on the shot by Wilsby. Now it's sent back in deep once again for Jost. He's hit by Panarin, and Panarin takes the puck and rolls a backhander ahead that gets to Laferriere. Kings are out of trouble. Laferriere shoots in, coming up on 90 seconds left in the third period. This game is tied 2-2. Armia lost control of it. It's coming the other way for Nashville with Wood. He's hit by Dumoulin. Wood able to stay on his feet as Dumoulin went down, but good help by Laferriere to free it up over to Brant Clark. Clark holds on and finds Dumoulin on the left side. And it gets it into the Nashville zone, but Yossi calmed it down. And it's back off to the far wall where Brady Shea will shoot it into the Kings' end. Loose puck on the far wall. And Dumoulin, nice job in front of the net to keep it forward for Armia. And now worked out of the zone by Jared Wright, but turned over to Shea once again. Now Brant Clark clears it through center. And once again, it's back to Shea. Down to 50 seconds remaining in the third period. A game is tied 2-2. Trevor Moore able to get control. Kings have a rush. Byfield into the zone for Laferriere. Laferriere, nice move. Laferriere, save made by Saros. It was a one-on-one play with Laferriere and Saros. The goaltender makes the save, and the clock continues to tick with 30 seconds left in the third period. Drew Doughty right through the middle to Byfield. Gets it back. Byfield holding. Laferriere, another chance now on the right circle. Shot was blocked. Down to 20 seconds to go. The Predators have a rush. It's 3-on-3. Brought in by Forsberg. Broken up by Doughty. Forsberg gets it back. He shoots it to the net. Save made by Anton Forsberg. Down to 10 seconds to go. And Trevor Moore tried to get it to Kempe. It was stolen away. Then the Predators are going to hold on to this puck. And once again, we will play overtime. These two teams have 5 more minutes coming on the clock to get this one decided. They both pick up a point. It is still a 2-2 game, and we will have another 3-on-3 here at Crypto.com Arena.
What a great individual effort there by Laferriere. Nice little curl and drag. The Kings had numbers on that rush going up the ice. It was a 3-on-2. He pulled the puck into the middle of the ice, and UC Saros did a great job in making that save, denying a grade A chance. Nice delay, pulls it right to the middle of the ice, walked right in. Saros was about halfway out to the top of the blue paint when Laferriere tried to go low glove side, and he kicked it out with his left pad.
The Kings now have 82 points. The Predators now have 82 points. The Kings already had played more overtimes than anyone in a single NHL season, and that record will go a little higher. And Darryl, we still have 5 more games remaining in the season after tonight. Again, look, it's not for lack of compete. This has been a pretty well-detailed game for the LA Kings. We have not seen the type of mistakes I think we've seen from this team previously, and their goaltender's been pretty good. But look, Nashville's a good team as well. Both of these teams are fighting for playoff position.
Yeah, these teams play each other extremely tight. Nashville has picked up points, and this will be 29 of the last 34 games, including this one tonight. That just goes to show you how tight the games are. This is going to be the 45th one-goal game that the Kings have played this season. And as you've mentioned, 32 of them have gone to the extra period.
Well, Nashville is 5-8 in games that have been decided in overtime. For the Predators, they've done better in the shootout. 2 of their shootout wins have come against the Kings. They're 5-1 in the shootout with a save percentage from their goaltenders that is 3rd best in the NHL at 86%. Now, we still got a 5-minute overtime, so we're not getting there yet. But, when we look at the Kings, they're a team that's fared better in the 3-on-3 portion, and they just had an overtime win in their last game. Quentin Byfield with the goal during the 3-on-3. The Kings have not fared well in the shootout this season, so it'll be interesting to see how this sets up. The Kings will go from left to right during 3-on-3 overtime. Nashville from right to left. The Kings will start with Scott Lawton taking the draw. Drew Doughty and Adrian Kempe, the other 2 skaters on the ice. If Lawton's able to win it, he will probably get off, and he does win it. Back to Drew Doughty, and he will get off. As the Kings have possession, Artemi Panarin jumps on with Kempe and Doughty. O'Reilly is on with Yossi and Forsberg for the Predators. Kings in possession. Kempe was into the offensive zone and just as quickly dropped it back out. Leaves it off for Panarin, who re-enters right wing. Panarin tried to drop it back to Doughty. It was turned over to O'Reilly, and now the Predators have the possession, and Yossi skates ahead. He drops it back to O'Reilly, right through the middle. Holds on for Forsberg, and now Yossi didn't connect on the pass cleanly, so he'll circle back and reset. Predators captain has the tying goal tonight. And now it's Eric Howla with some speed. Howla up the left side. He's knocked over by Doughty. A save is made by Forsberg. The puck is free, and the Kings can rush with it as Adrian Kempe has control. Now Panarin back to Kempe into the offensive zone. Kempe for Panarin, faked on a shot. Holds with it as Brant Clark has come on in place of Drew Doughty. Panarin stayed in his zone, left it off for Clark. Clark down the right side, moves behind the net, shadowed by Wood. Kings with LaFerriere and Byfield who have hopped on as fresh skaters. Brant Clark stops, puts on the brakes, leaves it for LaFerriere. LaFerriere has a path, moves behind the net, looking. Now between the circles up top for Byfield. Kings skating circles in the offensive zone. Byfield didn't like it. He drops it back out. Kings keep possession. 90 seconds gone in OT. Clark gets off. Doughty is right back on. LaFerriere into the offensive zone, right wing side. He moves in deep. LaFerriere back up top for Doughty. Kings still with the possession. Predators have changed off a few players. Yossi is still out there. Stamkos now will get off. Wood is out there as well. Here's Byfield right up the middle. Byfield, a shot, save made by Saros. The rebound is picked up by the Predators, and Matthew Wood will hold on to it. Preds in possession with 3 minutes to go in OT.
Pretty good look there by Byfield as he broke down the middle of the ice there. Let that snapshot go. Saros was able to kick it away with his left pad. So far, 1 shot on goal in the extra period.
Now Marchessault on the ice for the Predators. Forsberg comes back out there for Nashville. Forsberg with a look. Doughty backing off. Forsberg couldn't get it to the net. Kopitar hits him. Doughty picks it up. It's Kopitar, Doughty, and Trevor Moore. Moore into the offensive end. He had an overtime goal last week against St. Louis. Panarin keeps it onside. Panarin to the net. Saved by Saros. The rebound is loose for Nashville, but the loose puck is picked back up by Brady Shea. Brant Clark had a chance to go after it. He dropped back. And now Shea up the ice on the left-hand side for Forsberg. Philip Forsberg into the zone. Forsberg cuts back to the middle. Can't get a shot now as an open man, but they missed the net wide. Marchessault was open, but his backhander sailed wide left of the net. And the Predators are back down in their own zone with 2 minutes left in OT. Adrian Kempe was shadowing his man Yossi, but the Kings get a turnover. Now the Predators have it back. It's Stamkos with possession. 2-2 here in overtime. 3-on-3. Stamkos back into the zone for Nashville. Back to the middle. Held on by Yossi. Finds Stamkos. O'Reilly's the 3rd member of the Predators on the ice right now and out of the zone as Yossi had a little collision and lost the zone. He didn't lose possession, held on to the puck. Now O'Reilly with it at center. Predators regain the offensive end. O'Reilly drops it back. A shot from Brady Shea is stopped, and the rebound LaFerriere. LaFerriere holds with it. 1:15 left in OT. Kings are getting fresh skaters on the ice as LaFerriere enters the offensive zone. LaFerriere is going to try to go to the net. He swings wide behind the cage. Back to Doughty. Doughty looking through the middle. Byfield was just trailing him behind. Doughty really can't do anything when Byfield's behind him. Now in the final minute of overtime, Byfield back into the zone. Had it roll off his stick. He circles back to pick it up and leaves it back for Drew Doughty. Doughty holds in neutral ice. Back to Byfield. Had to hold on to the puck. He gets it. Byfield with some speed. Into the zone. Lost control. Predators have it. Down to 40 seconds left in OT. Preds with possession. As Byfield tried to get through the defense, but really didn't have much there. And now Nashville with it. A move by Howla up the ice. Howla drops it back for Wood. Wood on the backhand. Save made by Forsberg, who kept it in front of him. And now the Kings have possession with 17 seconds left in the 3-on-3. It's Trevor Moore down the right side. Moore, top of the right circle. Holding. Plays it back out to Kempe. Kempe trying to get some space. Just 8 seconds left in OT. Kempe going to take it to the net. Save made by Saros. 3 seconds left. The Predators move it to the side, and that's it for overtime. This game will be decided in a shootout. The third time that these two teams will play in a shootout to decide the finish this season. It's still 2-2.
Yeah, a couple of words being exchanged between Saros and Kempe. Kempe breaking in off the off wing late there in the overtime period. He thought maybe that Saros maybe threw his stick at him as he tried to sweep around and come to the forehand and bring the puck around his right leg. But Kings had a couple of opportunities. Marchessault, he had one that he missed on the backhand on a great feed by Forsberg. Outstanding pass. Not a lot of activity in the extra period. Byfield had a shot. Now we'll go to a shootout for that extra point.
Well, these teams know each other well in the shootout, Darryl. It was just a few nights ago that we had a game decided in the 8th round of the shootout, and no one scored in the first 7 rounds. It was Luke Evangelista, the only player that scored in the 8th round of the shootout. But that was Darcy Kemper in net for the Kings. This is Anton Forsberg, and again, hard to do much better than what Kemper did the other night. For the Predators, it is Juuse Saros. He was in goal the last time these two teams met.
Now, the Kings are going to change things up a little bit. Trevor Moore's going to come out to take the first shot for the Kings. And my guess, look for Trevor Moore to shoot the puck.
Moore career 10 out of 22, 45% in his NHL career in the shootout. He will move from right to left as we begin the top of the first round. Moving in on Saros. Moore, the left-handed shooter, cuts back to the center and holds. It is stopped by Saros, who had his goaltending stick knocked to the backboards, but he makes the save, and the Kings do not convert in the top of the first.
Now Moore coming in up the middle of the ice, a little bit towards the right side. As he broke to the left, he tried to go back against the grain and go 5-hole. But Saros did a good job keeping his stick between his legs, denying that chance.
Now O'Reilly will move from left to right. The left-handed shooter moves in on Forsberg. O'Reilly with a wrister that's gloved by the Kings goaltender. No score after the first round in the shootout.
Oh, nice save there by Forsberg. He did a really good job. O'Reilly coming in his off wing. Kicked the leg up for a split second, tried to get the goaltender Forsberg to freeze or make a move, and then try to go upstairs with it.
Now it's Adrian Kempe, top of the second, the left-handed shooter with some speed. He slows down toward the middle, holds, a forehand, he scores! Over the blocker of Saros, and the Kings have first blood in the top of the second here in the shootout.
That's a great goal there by Kempe. Coming down the middle of the ice, he slowed things down, and then he came right up the middle, and then taking a look, couple of fakes, dropped the shoulder, and he elected to go stick side on this one, beating him just over the right leg.
Philip Forsberg for Nashville in the bottom of the second with a lot of speed, coming in quickly on Anton. He lost the puck, and Anton Forsberg makes the save. The Kings can win it here in the third round if Artemi Panarin is able to beat Juuse Saros. LA up 1-0 after 2 rounds.
Well, just a little bit too much puck movement there by Forsberg, but give Forsberg his credit. He held his ground.
Panarin, the right-handed shooter. He's got speed. Down the left side. Cuts back toward the middle. Panarin holds and misses the net with a wrist shot. Panarin had the game on his stick, but he could not convert. And now the game will be on the stick of Luke Evangelista, who won the game the last time these two teams met.
Yeah, Panarin there just trying to get his shot on goal, trying to go low glove side, but his shot was off the mark.
Evangelista, right-handed shooter, moves out wide all the way to the right. Comes down toward the circle, back to the middle. He holds, he lost the puck. The Kings win. A shootout victory for the LA Kings. Anton Forsberg, 3 for 3 in the shootout, and LA takes it by a final score of 3-2 over the Nashville Predators. They move 1 point ahead of Nashville in the wild card standings, and what a thrilling finish.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It was a must-win for the Kings tonight. Backed into a corner. You've got to win these games, and such a hard-fought game. Again, the Kings never trailed in this hockey game. They came out with the right mindset. Probably deserved a better fate early on. Couldn't get the separation they were looking for, but to their credit, they battled. Forsberg, what an effort in net for him as he stops all 3 shots in the shootout to earn the Kings the extra point. And the Kings will relax tonight and get ready for the next game on Thursday as they put themselves in a better position now than they were entering today.
Kings improved to 32, 26, and 19, 83 points in the standings. Their 13th win at home and their first win of the season against the Nashville Predators. The only goal scorer in the shootout, Adrian Kempe, gets the Kings the extra point. They win it 3-2. The goals during regulation coming from Joel Armia and Scott Lawton. We'll take a break and come back to recap what we saw tonight, and then turn you over to Kings Talk with Sam Batesh. Kings win it 3-2. More coming next on the Kings Radio Network.
FanDuel Sports Network is your new home for your home teams. Watch all the big hits.
That was Hockey Hall of Famer and Stanley Cup champion for the Edmonton Oilers, Mark Messier, on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio's The Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin on Channel 91.
SiriusXM has soccer covered end to end. SiriusXM FC. Hear live play-by-play and talk shows hosted by legends of the game. It's SiriusXM FC on Channel 157.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, April the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, Carolina Hurricanes face the Boston Bruins at 7 p.m., Hurricanes on XM222 Internet 924, Bruins on Internet 921. Detroit Red Wings face the Columbus Blue Jackets at 7 p.m., Red Wings on XM220 Internet 929, Blue Jackets on Internet 927. Montreal Canadiens face the Florida Panthers at 7 p.m., Canadiens on Sirius XM Channels 91 Internet 934, Panthers on Internet 931. New Jersey Devils face the Philadelphia Flyers at 7 p.m. Devils on XM221 Internet 936. Flyers on Internet 940. Ottawa Senators take on the Tampa Bay Lightning at 7 p.m. Senators on XM219 Internet 939. Lightning on Internet 945. Dallas Stars face the Calgary Flames at 8 p.m. Stars on XM201 Internet 928. Flames on Internet 923. Minnesota Wild face the Seattle Kraken at 8 p.m. Wild on XM202 Internet 933. Kraken on Internet 943. St. Louis Blues take on the Colorado Avalanche at 8 p.m. Blues on XM223 Internet 944. Avalanche on Internet 926. Utah Mammoth take on the Edmonton Oilers at 9:30 p.m. Mammoth on XM203 Internet 947. Oilers on Internet 930. Anaheim Ducks face the Nashville Predators at 10 p.m. Ducks on Sirius XM Channels 91 Internet 920. Preds on Internet 935. Vancouver Canucks face the Vegas Golden Knights at 10 p.m. Canucks on XM219 Internet 948. Knights on Internet 949. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, April the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, Carolina Hurricanes face the Boston Bruins at 7 p.m. Hurricanes on XM222 Internet 924. Bruins on Internet 921.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
Former Colorado Avalanche chairman and CEO Charlie Lyons was on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio Channel 91 with Steve Kouleas to discuss what it was like successfully keeping Joe Sakic in Colorado in 1997 during a chaotic 7-day time frame.
That all this, Charlie, comes together in 7 days. Like this isn't one moving part. Like if we get the Fox deal done, it's done. If the movie does really well, we'll borrow from the future, even though that wasn't the best thing, as you alluded to, from the movie company. Or the mayor says, yeah, we're gonna do that. Like they could have said, it's August. We'll talk after Labor Day. So what's incredible, everybody knew, right? That you got it done that quickly, which is it's hard to do one deal in 5 business days, let alone the 7 you dealt with.
You know, in the movie business, I make this point in the documentary. One of the things that keeps an audience engaged is if the clock is ticking. You know, find the person that's been kidnapped, disable the bomb, stop the terrorist, get to the stage on time so you can get up and do your stand-up comedy when the audience is waiting. The ticking clock makes people realize we don't have time to screw around. We got to fix this and do it right now. So that was, in many ways, as miserable it was for, and particularly with my team, because I had a great team, you know, but they did the heavy lifting because in essence, we had to do everything on handshakes. You're not going to get everything documented, but you're talking about the most honorable parties on earth, the mayor, Fox, Liberty Media. When they shake your hand, it's gold. And so we got it all done and here we are.
What was it like this is 1997, so no e-transfers. What was it like to tell the Rangers, to quote a song, to take this and shove it? Who made the call and said, by the way, here's the check for Joe Sakic, bye-bye, NYC?
Well, Pierre went to Joe's house and delivered the money. I got up with Liberty and Fox and the mayor at City Hall, and we announced the arena deal, Fox and Liberty. And we were coordinated. It was choreographed. And then I was a speechwriter when I was a kid. And I had the blessing to do some work for the governor of New York when he was vice president, Nelson Rockefeller. And he had that famous picture where he was being heckled and he offered his opinion of that. And that picture of him flipping the bird was, I figured, a nice gift to send Dave Checketts, who was a good friend of mine, by the way.
I love it. I never knew that. I love it.
SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place for expert advice, strategy, and information from the best fantasy sports analysis to win your league. Plus, hear pick-by-pick coverage of live drafts and interviews with top players, coaches, and team executives on SiriusXM 87.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, April the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, Carolina Hurricanes face the Boston Bruins at 7 p.m. Hurricanes on XM222 Internet 924. Bruins on Internet 921. Detroit Red Wings face the Columbus Blue Jackets at 7 p.m. Red Wings on XM220 Internet 929. Blue Jackets on Internet 927. Montreal Canadiens face the Florida Panthers at 7 p.m. Canadiens on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 934. Panthers on Internet 931. New Jersey Devils face the Philadelphia Flyers at 7 p.m. Devils on XM221 Internet 936. Flyers on Internet 940. Ottawa Senators take on the Tampa Bay Lightning at 7 p.m. Senators on XM219 Internet 939. Lightning on Internet 945. Dallas Stars face the Calgary Flames at 8 p.m. Stars on XM201 Internet 928. Flames on Internet 923. Minnesota Wild face the Seattle Kraken at 8 p.m. Wild on XM202 Internet 933, Kraken on Internet 943. St. Louis Blues take on the Colorado Avalanche at 8 p.m. Blues on XM223 Internet 944, Avalanche on Internet 926. Utah Mammoth take on the Edmonton Oilers at 9:30 p.m. Mammoth on XM203 Internet 947, Oilers on Internet 930. Anaheim Ducks face the Nashville Predators at 10 p.m. Ducks on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 920, Preds on Internet 935. Vancouver Canucks face the Vegas Golden Knights at 10 p.m. Canucks on XM219 Internet 948, Knights on Internet 949. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Tuesday, April the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, Carolina Hurricanes face the Boston Bruins at 7 p.m. Hurricanes on XM222 Internet 924, Bruins on Internet 921.